session of Adamantine, Echoes of the Astral Sea. I almost said Tomb of Annihilation there somehow. So this is our new campaign, new multiverse hopping campaign, sequel to Throughout Time, if you've seen that.
Can't believe we're actually doing this now.
Yep,
Honestly,
and we are...
we've been joking about this since Throughout Time.
Yep.
Just what makes all
And
the more
we
interesting.
are going to get going on that right now. So first, we're going to roll to see who we're going to do on the convergence first.
Wait,
Oh, good.
hold up. Did you check sound?
No, wait.
Yes,
Wait,
I checked
I'll do it.
sound. We're good.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, I have too many things open.
Okay, looks like we're starting out with Nilo.
Oh, God.
Thank God. I don't
Okay,
want to be
who wants
first.
some trauma?
Madness commence.
Who wants some trauma?
Trauma jumping on me.
I meant to rewatch the opening of the Reaper War, or the Battle for Earth. I meant to
Yeah.
rewatch that.
All right.
Oh well.
All right. So you are on board the Raya during the battle.
Mm-hmm.
The ship is coming under attack, and you are frantically trying to repair a nearby shield system.
Everything's fine. It's all going to be fine.
As you finish your repairs, a wave of yellowish energy washes over the ship and over you, and
What was that?
then you find yourself falling through a iridescent miasma. And you see some strange things as you're falling through. A living sandcastle strangling a yellow mouse and pulling it underground. A giant carrying an axe, a young red-haired man eating an apple, and a tall dark-skinned man carrying a hammer walking together through a valley. And a tall robotic being wielding a pair of scythes and chopping through fields of soldiers like grain with airships floating in the distance.
What? Is this a new tactic?
Eventually the miasma fades and you land in what appears to be a very old building as you land roughly behind a wooden table, and you hear some bottles clink.
I'm gonna frantically get up.
All right, you stand up and you notice you appear to be in some sort of tavern. There are a few patrons. One of them is a scruffy-looking man sitting across the bar from you.
What?
That's Vagar, by the way. That's your cue, Maddie.
Okay. I'm just taking a sip of my drink, and then I see this thing across from me on the bar. I stand up and walk over to her with my drink still in my hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just like,
What? Hello?
What the fuck are you?
Where am I?
Fuck you mean, where are you? Are you an alien?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only correct answer to that question.
Hilarious thing is that you're familiar enough with
You
humans.
are definitely not from here. I don't know whether to rip you apart or just ask you more questions.
I'm gonna look her. I'm gonna look around for some kind of out and then turn behind me. Cause am I behind the bar?
Yes, you are behind the bar.
I'm gonna grab her shoulder so
I
she
look
doesn't
behind me
leave.
and then just go, "You look like you could use some more drinks." grab something behind me.
You definitely do not know what you're grabbing.
Yeah.
That shit is very weak. I need something very strong.
Uh, let's see here. What
As you are,
what language is this?
as you're perusing the bottles, that entire wall, as well as the ceiling, gets ripped off of the building, and you see what appears to be a gigantic tortoise standing on its hind legs and looking down into the building.
God damn it.
Is that normal?
What? Did you bring that with you?
Nope.
No? No, then why'd you name it?
Running. I don't know what's happening anymore. Run!
Running after her. I want answers.
Alright, as you run for the door,
I'm still holding my drink.
the tortoise unleashes a blast of fire from its mouth, and Nilo, you see one more strange sight in the flames before everything goes black. You see a quartet of adventurers stepping off of a boat in a colorful coastal town and instantly being accidentally crushed to death by a stegosaurus.
What?
Alright, let's see who we're doing on the convergence next. Okay, we're actually doing Emiria next. So,
Oh, good.
Emiria, you are in your laboratory. It is a dark and stormy night, and you're working on your latest creation, some sort of new abominable creature that you have strapped to a table nearby. As you are,
Make sure the stitches are good. Don't forget to stitch the muscle fibers together. People keep forgetting to do that. I don't know why they think just stitching the skin is enough.
Bah,
It
only
matters whether
cool
you want
colors will do that.
functionality or just simply it just sit there and look nice.
Sorry, I just went to a weird territory there, but then again, your character's nothing but weird territory.
all right, you are you're doing something at a nearby table with your back turned when you hear the creature start to struggle, and it sounds alert.
Ah, you weren't supposed to be awake yet. Did someone wake you? This isn't good. Don't
Well,
worry.
this was after you brought it to life, but before you were fully finished.
Ah, all right then. I'll be sure to
Right.
find some way to calm it down.
Right. As you turn around to look at it, you notice that you're not alone in your laboratory anymore. There is a scruffy man holding a wooden mug, and looking very confused.
How scruffy?
Probably ran straight into the table.
He looks like this, but he is more unkempt
Yeah.
and slightly singed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we agreed. Very strong 5 o'clock shadow.
Pretty much, yeah.
Very strong 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh,
As
yeah.
opposed to the baby face that's going on in this. But
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah,
work
no,
with
no,
the
no.
limitations you got, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I had very limited.
All right.
The
I
monster. Okay, continue.
I would like to. Do I have suspicion this is a werewolf that has somehow broken into my laboratory?
No, I don't think so.
It's a very scruffy-looking man in
Yes.
this part of town.
He just looks like a medieval mercenary. Put it better.
It's a
Yeah,
cat,
kind of-
isn't it? Wait, what's the shape of the hat?
He's
There's
not
no
wearing a hat.
There's no hat.
He's not wearing a
Okay.
hat.
Are you carrying like a
Up the order.
halberd or
Okay,
a
I'm not gonna
sword?
burn down my place. Yes.
No.
I'm still gonna bring one hand closer to a nearby wrench for tightening the screw.
All right. As you start to do that, the monster bursts free of its bonds and starts running amok around your laboratory and smashing bottles and various devices.
You got a very unruly child there.
You want me to take care of that?
What are you
You're gonna
doing,
take.
please?
I don't know. I just appeared here.
Do you have any idea how long it took
Where'd
me
the
to bring
where'd the
I
red
don't-
thing go?
I
All right.
don't know.
As you're arguing, it breaks another bottle. And
No,
the
no,
bottle.
I'm speaking to the monster.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, as you're arguing with the monster, then it breaks another bottle and which fills the entire room with green smoke. And Emeria, you find, and we'll do Vagar's one before things go black. We'll do the other three in a minute. All right, you see, Vagar, you see an armored warrior fighting a dragon on a mountaintop, carrying only a fork. The dragon appears to be losing badly. And then, Emeria, you see three things as you are plunging through Rainbow Miasma. A group of incredibly diverse vampires, including a traditional Western vampire lady, a man dressed as a lumberjack, and a Jiangshi. A trio of people fighting a giant flying eye. The eye spins and its iris becomes a fanged maw.
Was that the was that the lumberjack vampire drinking
Yes, it
maple
was.
syrup?
Yes, it was. And four humanoid warriors fighting with weapons both more traditional and more modern, and elemental abilities against armored soldiers. And then you find yourself standing in a strange metal room. An ugly creature stands before you at what looks like a table, but it has a lot of different buttons and gauges, you think.
All right. Well, hmm.
Out of character, the ugly creature is an Ugnoi.
Ah, yes. Ungoy?
Ungoi, whatever.
Yeah, they have an N. So it's roughly 5 feet and change in height. Has a big tank
Yeah.
strapped on its back and a mask over its face.
Yep.
Yeah, they're big boys.
Oh, and the walls are probably purple.
Yeah.
You know, I don't remember making a creation that looks like this.
Oh, does the structure have a loud booming sound?
Yes, actually, you hear a loud boom emanate from somewhere above you. And then the ugly
Probably
creatures
lightning.
the ugly creature starts saying things in a language that you don't understand as things on its strange table start to turn red.
Let's see.
I assume the ugly creature then started flailing its arms upward and running around, running in circles, screaming.
You turn to the side and notice that there's a window into what appears to be like a room containing lightning, and the creature you had just finished building in your laboratory appears to be inside that inner room and appears to be disrupting the lightning. The ugly creature is rapidly hammering various buttons on the console, but it's just making more things turn red. And then the building you're in violently detonates.
Oh, dear. Well, there goes that.
And you see one more thing before everything goes black. A blue armored knight wielding a shovel and fighting with a black armored knight also wielding a shovel. All right, let's see who we're doing next. All right, Vagar. So after Vagar's is going to be quick because we've already seen half of his. So we've already seen both halves of his. We just need the three strange sights between when he met Nilo and when he met Emiria.
Yeah.
A massive flying battleship with 2 pairs of bat wings and a prow that looks like a mask.
Ah.
A finned red and blue dragon who appears to be on trial. A hairy cyclops loudly accuses him of murder and he rolls his eyes in annoyance. A female farmer feeding carrots to a group of pink cat-eared slimes and harvesting their waste with a vacuum-like device.
Okay, that's definitely Slam Rancher.
And lastly, yes, it is Slime Rancher. And lastly, we do come to Bradley. So you are over a. You're over a
Covenant world.
Covenant world. Well, a Covenant holdout world. It's after the end of the war, and you're getting ready to drop into battle from your.
Let's say Pelican.
From
I'm
your
doing
Pelican.
an airdrop
Yes.
out of a Pelican, right?
Yes,
Not
you're doing an airdrop out of a
drop.
Pelican.
Yeah. That'll work.
Yeah, so I just contact over the radio after I finish securing my helmet. Albuquerque, we are over the drop zone. We'll advise once we take out the Tyrant AA cannons.
Very
And
well.
I switch to Sanghelian and says, "See you on the ground, boys."
All right, and
hit the button to lower the ramp.
All right, the ramp lowers. The Sanghelis also jump with you, and you find yourself falling towards the battlefield with several AA cannons scattered throughout. As you near the ground, one of the AA cannon nearest to you violently explodes and sends you tumbling off course and through rainbow mist.
This doesn't look like a flip space portal.
Whereupon you start to smash into various things that cause bits of your armor to break off. 4 anthropomorphized turtles wielding a variety of weapons and fighting a samurai. A giant elephant-like creature picking fruit from a tree with its long lower lip. It bears a striking resemblance to a human, but it clearly isn't one. And a blonde man and a Great Dane eating a comically large sandwich from both ends.
Oh my god.
You then
I'm just picturing those guys. You just
Shaggy
slam into
Scooby!
whatever. You just slam into whatever
go!
monster of the week they were. Just boom. It's like zoinks.
all right, you slam into a very hard surface, and you temporarily black out. When you come to, you find yourself in a room that looks vaguely Forerunner, but it's not one you've ever learned about. And two men are standing across from you, one of which is holding a pistol, the other is holding your shotgun.
And one of them looks severely wounded.
Yes, one is badly. The one holding your shotgun is badly wounded.
Yeah, as I begin to push myself up, I just sort of groan like, "Oh, I think I achieved the impossible. Maybe broke something." I stand up and I see 2 humans. I tower over them by more than a foot, and I'm just like, I briefly debate whether or not I should just rip it out of their hands.
All right, you see that there is a lot of blood on the floor beneath you where you landed and on your chest.
I look down like, oh. The first time the speaker in my helmet actually speaks is like, oh, what did I land on? I do hope whoever it wasn't a friend of yours.
Listen, I don't know who you are, but you just saved a lot of lives.
Okay,
Shepard, you keep an eye on him.
I'll let you do that. That's a very good. Okay, yeah, that was about what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Shepard, you keep an eye on him. I'll get you. I forget what the thing was called.
Crucible?
They were heading to. What was it called again?
The Crucible?
Yeah. I'll get to the Crucible. And the healthier man will run off.
The healthier man runs off, and
that is a perfect Anderson impersonation.
Yeah, and not long after, you see a yellowish wave of energy wash over the room you're in and you. Both you and the other man stagger, and you see one more strange sight before everything goes black. An army of giant robots fighting an even larger gold and silver robot with skeletal wings.
Obligatory I should go joke.
Okay. All right. So it's actually very appropriate that we did Bradley's last. Because of what happens next that was planned already. When you finally all stop shifting, you find yourself all laying in a pile in a hexagonal metal hallway. Bradley lands on top of you, and though it is very uncomfortable, it does not injure any of you.
Oh God, I'm on the bottom of the pile.
I'm just like
Not the
groaning,
most
like,
comfortable of landings.
I am definitely trying to struggle to get out from under the pile. I'm also
movement is
clearly
pretty
suffocating.
movement
I
is
just really
pretty
think
much
I
impossible.
should see what the feedback.
Yep.
Fat ass, get off of us.
Looking around, where exactly am I?
You're in a hexagonal hallway made of metal.
That's hallway. That's right. That's right. I stand up and hop down with land on the floor with a big thump.
Okay.
And I start doing an armor damage assessment. It's like, this is a problem. And then I mutter, the armor techs are going to have my head.
I'm going to stand up and just check my mug. Just see if it's empty. It is empty.
Yeah, it's empty.
It's all over me.
We're sitting underneath a half-ton Spartan.
Yeah, the mug is empty, but miraculously the mug itself has survived.
Yeah,
Like, damn it.
I
needed that.
I push Emiria off of me.
I turn around
I'm
and
just
look
laying.
Like,
I'm laying on my back.
Come from?
From underneath you.
I can see that much, smart mouth.
Yeah, it's not a good position to be in.
Oh, I am taller than all of you.
I'm
By a fair,
yes, by a
fair
far.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they knew that.
Yeah, I'm just like.
The only thing
I'm
other than
still
my
on the floor.
black armor with red
I'm trying to figure out.
marks on
Anyways,
it, in white paint on the left shoulder, there is a 031 on it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna reach down and grab Nilo by her, like, hood and just pull her up.
Hi again.
You two know each other?
Is this what they call post-war stress? Does that happen before the war is over?
In a completely monotone way.
I'm like doing that
humans.
I'm doing that thing where you're like
that
standing but holding your knees, using your knees to hold yourself up.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. It is a known phenomenon in common Marines.
Well,
you guys are speaking like alien language to me, like English, please.
Why are they talking about sailing?
Exactly. Exactly.
I must be dreaming. I must be dreaming. This is not happening. This is not happening.
Oh no, the nightmare's not over yet. The nightmare's never over.
I stop and look at the... I look at the doll-like person, and I put them between me and her.
I'm just looking down at all of these normal-sized humans.
All right, as you're having this discussion, a small group of soldiers in black and white armor are like they, that military trot down the hallway. They are carrying what Nilo and Bradley recognize as rifles, and the one in the lead. Whoa! Who are you?
Who are you?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Sorry,
just,
by the description, I couldn't help but think they're Cerberus.
I just look at the. I slightly tilt my head. Attic, do they look like Star Wars stormtroopers?
Yes, they are stormtroopers.
I was like, I just feel like, no, I must, I really do need to see a medic. I think I have a head wound. I could swear I'm looking at. What was that old movie again? Those ODSTs we're talking about. I can't remember. I can't remember. I
You,
immediately start
the
feeling
lead
around for
one
my.
the lead one points his rifle at you. You are trespassing on Imperial property. The captain will decide what to do with you.
Period.
I'm just gonna take out my
There's no
steel sword.
I start reaching for my shotgun and then grab nothing but air. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That so that was real. Hmm.
True.
I reach and grab a cylindrical handle off my belt and flick my wrist, but nothing but sparks come out. And I'm like, really? You too? I returned the sphere to my belt. I was like, quick question. Where exactly are we?
The troopers appear to be expecting you to come along, and they don't really seem to know how to respond to that question. You were aboard, and then one of them decides to speak. You were aboard the Imperial Star Destroyer Gorgon. You will come with us, and the captain will decide what to do with you.
I go with them because it's best to go with the authority figures up
I got
until
my,
like
Spartan is standing there,
I got my
head
hands.
very confused. Like, I'm trying to think if he could.
I got my
if he
hands up.
Place any UNSC ship with the name Gorgon is like scratching his head.
I'm ready to fight. I don't know about y'all.
I got my hands up.
There are like 3 stormtroopers pointing their weapons at you, by the way. Like, you can't recognize their rifles, but you can recognize that they are in fact weapons.
I briefly just glance
Yes.
around my helmet visor and is like, shields out. That's not good. Look down at my armor. Multiple dead pieces missing. Best play along. Maybe I can snap one of their necks. I just walk up to one of them, so I'm towering over them, and you're like, where on this ship are we?
That's definitely a confusing question.
He tells
just
you, and
break
then
into his ship.
he tells
Tell
you,
them where
and
we
then you will follow us. We will take you to the captain.
Uh-huh.
This sounds like a reasonable request.
Very well. Move along.
They lead you down a few hallways. You see a few other groups of stormtroopers, and then you eventually come into a broad room with a window at the front through which you can see stars.
So Milo and I would recognize
this
as a
this is it. I just want to ask: is this an ISD?
Yes, this is an ISD.
Okay, I look out the window. How big is this thing?
Looks about 1 kilometer.
This place has a great view of the stars.
They lead you to a woman who appears to be the commander. She has blonde hair that is tied into a long braid. Captain, we found these 4 trespassers in, and they say where they found you.
Yeah.
What should we do with them? The captain looks you over real quick.
Where do they get the resources for a thing like this?
You mine planets, don't you?
These 4. Just get rid of them. And
get rid of what?
The lead trooper just says, "Yes, ma'am," and begins to usher you out of the bridge.
I'm beginning to check my armor for suit breaches, and disappointingly, I discover probably multiple.
Multiple, yes.
Oh, we just hear as we're walking down the hallway amongst my heavy.
What are you checking for? Can you not tell that you're only wearing a bucket on your head?
Well, I probably got more armor on than that. Multiple soup breaches, unfortunately, are no longer sealed. So if we go out into space, well, that would be a bit of a problem.
All right. As if on cue, as they're leading you down a hallway, a massive chunk of black metal rips aside the side of the ship, and through, explosive decompression, you're all sucked out of the ship and into the vacuum of space.
Oh,
Do I
Um,
recognize the thing that was the
Well,
cause of that?
hold on. Bradley,
Here we go.
Vagar, and Emiria, you all realize with absolute horror that you can't breathe. There is no air.
I'm fine.
I'm
And
holding my breath.
yes, and Nilo, yes, you do see exactly what caused that. It is a Reaper.
And not even one of the small ones, I
Nope,
bet.
full Sovereign class.
What would it be to not have a complete panic attack?
A Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, sounds
I just look at this thing and
good.
go, why can't anything ever be easy?
1d20 plus.
Alright, Amiri is
there we
trying to
go.
figure out, like, where the water is in this ocean, and why is it so dark?
Alright, yeah, you don't have a panic attack.
But I am definitely screaming profanities.
Yep. And as before any of you can really process what's going on, you all get hit roughly with what feels like ropes, and then you can breathe again. Well, those of you that couldn't breathe.
I don't know, I was going like, that was unpleasant. I look around. Where have
Alright,
I
you
ended
find yourself tangled in what appears to be the rigging of a sailing ship. But due to the position you're in, you can't quite see the deck.
Finally, something slightly more normal.
I look at the
where have
freaking
we ended
Reaper.
up? End up on an antique sailing vessel? All of you can hear me saying this.
Yeah.
This is a night. This is a nightmare. This is an actual nightmare.
And funnily enough,
This is the day I die.
it was Nilo that I rolled for this. I rolled randomly, but Nilo, as you're looking around in fear, you see what appears to be a giant spider, but with the body of a dark-haired woman in place of its head. She appears to notice you at the same time you notice her, yelps, and nearly falls out of the rigging.
I'm going to full on panic spasm. Whether or not that untangles me from the rigging or tangles me more.
It tangles you more.
I just call out, would you hold still? Maybe they'll cut us down.
All right, as you're panicking, you hear the spider lady from above you call out to the unseen deck below. There's a few strays that got caught in the rigging. What should I do? And you hear a rough voice from the deck. Get them down. I'm sure the captain will know what to do with them. She walks over towards you.
Strides over.
Yep. And begins to, and you see her.
What's the status of the Reaper, might I ask?
It is tearing apart the Gorgon. And you see, by the way, you're in the maw cluster, by the way. You see the prototype Death Star take a shot at it. Doesn't even scratch it.
I just go. Yeah, that's exactly.
What's that?
And
laser blast.
I
don't know why it's spherical. Assault super carriers aren't round like
the spider lady. You see her front two legs work really fast at the bits of the rigging that are restraining you, and you all fall to the deck one by one.
Well, why would you get
Probably me last
sure no
because I was the most tangled.
To crush any more people.
Yes, it does take her a while to untangle Nilo.
Yeah. Wait. Wait hit the deck.
All right.
Literally.
All right.
To land with a very heavy thud.
Hey, at least this time I fell last.
Did I land on anyone this time?
You did not land on anyone.
Okay,
Thank
that's
goodness.
good. Well, I was kind of like,
Listen, you were running two.
I didn't
Listen, you
crush
got
anyone this time.
You got 2 for 3. You're good.
All right. You look around the ship. It is in fact, at least it used to be a sailing ship. It has bright red sails and appears to have a mishmash of a lot of different technologies worked into it, and the crew matches that. You see, the nearest standing person is a large man that appears to have the head of a hippo. You see a skeleton in the rigging. You see the spider lady. You see a blue four-armed mantis person. You see a robot. You see a lot of different. You see a woman with bluish skin and what appear to be sawfish for legs.
That is very weird. Like the hippo man and the insect man. Okay, as a Spartan, those aren't that abnormal.
I'm definitely staring at the sawfish
I'm going
legs.
to just slowly go for my silver sword this time.
Someone did
I'm just looking
a
around. I'm
grisly
just like,
job at those legs.
I just let out a sigh. I'm like, oh, everything is
But
so.
I see the application.
I'm just
purposes.
slowly starting to wipe blood off my armor.
All right,
I wonder what
the
it looks like
nearest
on the inside.
the hippo man, he's just he sees Vagar drawing his sword. Now, no need for that. We don't mean if we meaned you harm, we wouldn't have cut you down from Shiria's web.
I slowly withdraw my hand.
I think that I don't think a fight is going to work. As I look,
I'm just curious. How tall is the hippo man?
About as tall as you are.
Yeah. I'm looking around at the increasingly bizarre things. the trash can that is beeping at me incessantly.
No, R7 is not currently in sight.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I thought that was the robot you were talking
No,
about.
the robot I was talking about was Skirvo.
Oh, I thought he was in his cabin at the moment.
No.
Okay.
The hippo man, he notices you're freaking out. Yeah, that can happen with strays sometimes. I know it's a lot to take in.
Yeah. So I imagine what Skirvo is currently doing is he's watching the chaos unfold behind him.
Yeah.
Question is, what kind of sea monsters is he puffing out on his pipe?
It's definitely horrifying ones.
I feel like there's at least one cuttlefish in it though.
Yep, definitely a couple cuttlefish. Oh, isn't that something, Mr. Ticker?
Fuck.
I just look at the hippo man. I was like, can one of you at least tell us where in the blazes we are?
Well, you appear to somehow have wound up in force space, though it doesn't look like any of you are natives.
My giant helmeted head just tilts slightly, like. And what quadrant is that?
Lady, I'll point out a lady a lady with green hair walks up. That one definitely not. Pointing at the Spartan.
Well, let's just say no quadrant you've ever heard of.
That would I just put a hand to my head. I'm like, either a head wound or that really was a slip space portal to who knows where. And then mutter, wonder if we're gonna run into John. He disappeared who knows where after the Ark battle. And then say, you haven't happened to seen the aft end of a UNSC frigate lying around anywhere, have you? With the name Forward Unto Dawn painted on the side. Big
What
white lettering.
what does UNSC stand for?
The United Nations Space Command.
We've seen a
Maybe
few
you're more
ships.
familiar with the
We've
familiar with the Covenant theocracy, considering you're very obviously not a human.
we've seen a few ships. There's a few different organizations called the UNSC, but none of them employ people like you. At least not
Eagle
as
with
big.
banner on the bottom end.
Hmm? Doesn't ring a bell.
I just let out a sigh. Maybe you're familiar with the Sangheili?
No?
General Hana? Although I don't really like them. They're kind of trying to kill us. And the
No,
Sangheili.
can't say I am.
Forerunners?
You must have come from
I
you
just start
must have
naming
come
off
from
Halo
some
space races.
yeah, you must have come from some really backwater sphere. Surprised you ended up in force space then.
I just look at you like, you know what? I'm not an Oni scientist. I just go find a bench or something and just start tending to armor. And I do a weapon count
Anyways,
of what all I have. Sword here, knife here, pistols here.
anyways, you four, are any of you injured?
Hmm.
No,
I just make up
I don't think so.
potential
I,
head wound, and I don't know if I broke anything. I landed on someone after flying through a slip space portal.
Amelia's probably spent like the better half of this time. It's like trying to categorize everything that's going on because something is like slowly in her mind thinking, wait a second, are these aliens?
Like,
I gotta
then
start
again,
writing this down. No one will
They
ever
definitely
believe me if it's
look
not
you
written
just
like
down.
you suddenly hear
aliens
the
to
Spartans start
me.
muttering about ceramic bone grafts and wondering if they're still holding. Like,
Yeah.
Alright,
and
Milo's
someone called Dr. Halsey would be interested in this kind of data.
the hooded creature's left hand glows with an orange light surrounding it, and she
That's
seems
handy,
to
Dad.
and she seems to interact with it. I miraculously no.
That seems like a very handy doodad, though most of my tech
you do
is on the
recognize you. By the way, Bradley, you do recognize her device as being hard light.
Yeah.
I don't know why your hard light is orange. It should be blue. All Forerunner tech is blue. Then again, the Covenant hard light is
Forerunner?
purple. Yeah, you know, they died out like 100,000 years ago, set up the Halo Array, used it to wipe out the Flood. Nasty buggers. Nasty buggers. Hate them things. So glad it wasn't there on the Ark with Chief.
She's gonna look towards the other two to see if either of them can be of any help.
I then
You
flick
just
my
see
wrist
Baker
and a
like holding one of
shield.
his necklaces and just like,
Yeah.
oh god.
I flick my
He's
wrist
not
and a
gonna be
shield of
happy.
blue
slowly
hard light
trying to like
appears.
what is it draw
My wrist.
Nilo's design on like a sheet of paper, or at least like make like a portrait of what she looks like as she's adding in notes on the side of like details.
Yeah, so out of my wrist, there's now a hard light shield roughly the size of me. It's about 2.5 inches thick, only it's a light blue. Like, well, at least that still works. And then I flick it again, and it, disappears into nothing.
Anyways,
What? Wait a minute. Who even are any of you people? I don't think we've addressed that. And that's when they hear mechanical whirs as the robot on the top deck starts approaching. You're on the ship of the Crimson Duchess. And from what I've gathered, listening to you lot bicker, you're not a single one of you knows what the hell's going on.
Are you saying
Have I got
you
that
do?
about right?
100%.
This
So
is
you're saying
clearly
you do
all
know
a
what's
bad
going on?
dream. Or
This better
something
be.
similar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still sitting
Because if
down, so
it's
I'm not
not, then
I'm not quite so
then I'm fucked.
intimidatingly tall. Well, then again, I look around and seeing that there's other people my height, I stand up.
Yeah.
The construct is talking. How curious. We haven't gotten
Yeah.
our constructs to do that yet. Though they
I
do
look at you.
terrorize towns.
My
You're a
helmet
couple
is turned
thousand
towards
years
you.
too far behind, then. You're... Now then, why don't you break it down nice and simple? What do you lot remember before you found yourself on my ship?
Everywhere.
Your ship?
I just gesture towards the other ones to start.
Well,
With a single
let's
hand.
see. So, I was in my laboratory still trying to perfect dear Jeremy, but then something startled him, and this fine schnitzel over here, pointing towards Vagar, just popped in all of a sudden. At first, I thought he was one of those inquisitors trying to tell me once again that, oh no, you aren't allowed to do stitching work here. That's illegal, don't you know? And then start complaining about that their dead angel and how the dead angel would just tell them that, oh no, it's wrong to do such things. Well, maybe if their blood didn't work as a good lubricant, then maybe I'd care what they'd have to say. But unfortunately, he wasn't. Well, fortunately, he wasn't. And then we just end up a couple of funny things. I assume it's some delusions from those Phyrexians that came in like a couple weeks ago. That's what Gerald was talking about.
Nilo's just like all thought processes stopped staring at you.
Spartan is looking at you with his head tilted like, what are you babbling about?
The green-haired woman
What is a schnitzel?
approaches the robot and says, and just mutters, keep an eye on that one.
What are you babbling about, woman?
Oh,
What's a
last
schnitzel?
couple of weeks.
Also, I think that points at the hooded one. Knows what that is. Is this true? Wait, what? Do you know what the giant bleeding cuttlefish thing is? It's a reaper. Worse than I thought. You do.
Spartan,
Worse than I thought. You do know what it is.
A reaper. Aside from some giant spaceship with lasers on it.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure.
Wait. Judging by the impacts that the Reaper weapons are making on the ISD, would my character be able to deduce that's probably like a Mac weapon, considering like the Infinity Mac guns sort of look like lasers?
Yep.
Like those aren't. You see him like move his head forward, like those aren't lasers. That thing has Mac guns.
Thing of beauty, though, isn't it?
I don't know about. Yeah. You know how useful that thing would be against some CCS supercarriers? Make my life so much easier.
If I'm not mistaken, those movements are too coordinated to be organic.
Well, of course, something that big would have a smart AI in it to help with navigation, base calculations.
I think it is just AI.
Just AI? No. A ship that big probably have a crew of what? 2,000? 5,000? No. Probably more like 5,000, 10,000.
Very well coordinated.
I never saw more than, for lack of a better term, zombies.
Oh, I've seen those before. Yeah.
Hey,
Flood
we don't call them zombies where I'm
much
from.
Control over tech unless they.
I just call them monsters because they're all monsters.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
What I'm gathering is none of them have any clue how they exited their respective spheres, and none of their spheres have perfected intersphere travel.
I was just having a drink.
You mean that thing's not from here?
I just wanted a drink.
Oh, well, just the other day, it's like my master
Mr.
Gerald
Ticker,
went through
Mr. Ticker, would you mind? Mr. Ticker, that technology doesn't look right, does it?
Not from force space, whatever it is. Something I don't recognize what sphere it's from at all. Just a second. This is the Mantis Man, obviously.
Yeah.
All you know that out of character. He approaches you from the helm, and uh,
One who has been identified as Ticker.
yes, and
who is
you,
so far the only named character right now.
yeah, and he fiddles around
Fitting for the dungeon master.
he fiddles around in a pouch near his waist and pulls out some sort of device and waves it around in front of him, aiming it once at each of you. Their signatures suggest that their spheres aren't even named. Must have been some unknown spheres. Strange that they would end up shifted then.
Still doesn't explain that.
What are these spheres?
Points at what appears to be the wrecked remains of the Imperial ship.
I turn to the robot man. It's like, have you never seen what Mac cannons can do? If you can get past the shields, it'll just rip at it holes through anything. That's why
if I'm not mistaken, that
massive.
Yeah, well,
has,
tough. That green beam it just took is meant for destroying entire planets. We should.
Well,
Captain, I recommend we evacuate the sphere ASAP. I don't want to be anywhere near this thing when it notices us.
The whole planets. Well, that is
noted.
Fucker.
The Mantis Man.
Destroy a planet? Why would you ever have the need or desire to do such a thing?
Covenant did it to us all the time. They glassed the plane. Granted, it would just sort of melted the surface and turned it to slag, but
the Ticker is talking to the captain, just separate from your conversation going on.
Yeah.
Luckily, we were already headed for the nearest headed near the nearest portal. We do need to go resupply soon. So, guess I'll get on that. He runs back up to the helm and starts navigating.
I must say, though, it's a very fascinating observance. A loud horn-like cry could be heard even though space. Faster, Mr. Ticker.
All right. The ship seems to turn towards. Turn away from the. It turns away from the battle, and you see several black holes in front of you that the ship is flying straight towards.
Are you insane?
I say the same thing at the exact same time. Only it's, are you mad? You're flying towards a black hole. Unless you've got some sort of, unless you're planning on opening a slip space portal like immediately. How are you going to? Nilo is going
to run towards what appear to be the controls, only to get stopped by Skirbo, who's just going to. Calm down. Yes, we've done this before. Learn to live a little.
The helmsman says, if it were easy, everyone would do it. The ship slips between.
I have no doubt in your abilities, Mr. Ticker.
The ship slips just between the black holes. And you see a iridescent portal ahead of you.
Don't peek outside. Don't fall off the ship. Don't know. I think these things are supposed to stop something also. Wait, what?
I just go, here we go again. And I just grab the railing with my hand, although with my strength, I probably end up accidentally crushing part of it.
All right.
I don't even seem to notice that I've crushed the railing, but you all hear the distinct crunch of steel underneath my fist.
The railing would be wood, and also it's magically warded, so no, you do not crush it.
That's right.
Anyways,
here we go again.
The ship passes through the portal, and you find yourself in a very different and more peaceful environment. You see iridescent, what almost look like clouds all around you, and several large white spheres floating in the distance. One of them is right behind the ship.
That is odd.
And I want everyone to make me a perception check, please.
Ne- Nilo is like had stopped panicking slash screaming and is now just completely in awe.
Perception plus 4.
Okay, not bad.
12.
Okay, just
am I
need the
gonna
one
tell
from
my
Nilo.
wife?
There it is.
Oh, shoot. I should switch that.
Okay. Don't worry, the perception check was nothing important.
You're all right.
You did all fail, but it's nothing important.
Fail
Yeah.
with a 19. Oh dear.
Yes, the DC was 20.
I'm assuming if anything, it was just try not to notice Abeloth.
No, it was the thing for the songs.
Oh,
It's okay. Opportunities in the future.
Yep. And after you exit the sphere, the ship starts, moving kind of a little more gently. And the helmsman walks back down to the deck again.
Yeah. Scarbo's just. The captain starts laughing. I never get tired of that reaction.
I just well, my helmeted head just tilts sideways and like, this. Where is this? Is clearly not slip space. I
Well,
like gesture towards
that's a name.
realm.
That's one name for it, but it can also be called the Rainbow Ocean, Spell Waves. But the proper name is the Astral Sea.
Lovely. That is just
You see,
lovely.
each of these spheres contains an entire universe. The one we were just in was force space. So each of you are from one of the spheres out there. And we'll figure out which one soon.
We haven't even breached the galaxy where I'm from. You're saying I'm completely outside of the universe?
In a manner of speaking, the Astral Sea is sometimes thought of as a little more dreamlike than most of its component universes. But you are physically here.
Mentally?
Oni is going to spend years debriefing me about this. I can just see it now.
I'm gonna send you over to
Years
the
spent in a small interview
Crimson
room,
Duchess map now.
interviewed by
I'm
eggheads.
over here.
I'm over. It's the Great Aether. That's where we are. So this is what Tamio was talking about.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, they're never going to believe
Is
any
that
of this.
Morty?
Yes, Mortimer is still on the ship.
Oh my god, he's still alive!
Hey!
He died from a drug overdose.
Oh yeah, Quillrith is not here currently.
He took over Paymon's space.
Yeah.
He took it over. It's still just as trashy, but still.
Paimon is just like a freedom fighter now. She's
Yeah.
fought for just about every revolution in the Astral Sea.
Oh, fun.
A rebel without a cause.
Pretty much.
Theron's probably in this crow's nest or in the front.
Theron is just up front. He is not in
Oh,
a
up front,
crow's
okay.
nest.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't know. Spartan just looking around like, just sort of sit down or lean against, I guess, a mast or something here. Oh. I'd be there. Just like leaning and just sort of just looking at it like, this day did not go anywhere near anticipated.
The
No one's going to believe any of this.
what is Vagar doing currently, by the way?
I'm back.
He is he's still clutching his necklace.
Okay.
And he's and the other hand is still holding the mug. And he's just trying to like still process what's going on.
Yeah. At any rate, the way it works magically is a little hard to explain. I won't overwhelm you.
Wait, magic? No. There has to be a scientific explanation for all of this. That can't just. You can't just call it magic. That means none of you know what you're doing.
For once, I agree with the small one.
Yeah.
At any rate, what you should know is that while you're here, you won't need to worry about any mortal necessities. You can still eat if you choose, and you can, but you don't have to. You won't age, sickness won't progress.
No.
I can vouch for that.
But back in you said like
in cryo.
In our worlds, they'll still age?
Yes. In fact, it's lucky we found you. It's lucky we found you. If we hadn't, you were because you were likely reconnected to the time stream when you landed on the ship. It's hard to say exactly how long will have passed from in your spheres, but if your reports are anything to indicate, not very long.
Well, that's just
okay.
Lovely. I wonder if they've taken out the rest of those AA guns by now.
Timeby.
I mean,
time is a fickle concept important only to organics. And you just have an artificial intelligence running the ship.
Well, of course they do. It's a large space saving vessel. Every ship has a smart AI. Don't yours?
I turn around and approach the and I approach the
I approach the bitch.
I'm just like I'm like, you realize the unwarranted destruction by unchecked artificial intelligence. Oh, bugger.
Well, yeah, that's why they're decommissioned after 7 years. They're under rampancy and they sort of think themselves crazy. So you take them out and destroy them every 7 years. Unless, of course, you're destroying them through the Cole Protocol because you're being raided and or destroyed and you can't let the enemy capture your AI because then they would learn the location of Earth. Now there's such key important details. Colonies, planets.
I'm learning so much right now.
Skirvo just mutters, oh, bugger, she's from one of those.
I then pull out an empty chip from my helmet and was like, something like this. I don't have one in there at the moment. But something like that would hold an AI and you just plug it in. To keep it from being captured on a ship, of course. John carried Cortana around for years.
This
from
is insane.
Blue Team was saying, it's very handy having an AI in Team Lead's head.
Oh,
all kinds of
so you have a lady in your head?
That's only if you have a female smart AI and not a male one.
So you guys just casually have voices in your head?
I think they just have voices in their head.
No. It's radio. As I tap the side of my helmet, it's radio. They speak on their end, and I hear it.
Look at me. Look at me.
Radio?
Look at me. What makes you think I know what the fuck a radio is?
I look at you, Vocus, is like, I didn't sigh.
I
primitives.
You can hear.
How does it
By the way,
work?
you can hear Ticker and the captain having a conversation currently.
Yeah.
Something about something about returning to somewhere to resupply.
Yeah.
I would like to go home.
Yeah.
I wonder
No,
how the boys do.
Well,
They
I
haven't
ought to
got
tell
odious
them
fear
there's.
enforced by now.
Well, I ought to.
Well,
As
Marines,
much
odious
as I
fear don't
hate
matter.
to, it was so much fun watching them bicker.
I mean,
I stood up
have the means and ways to get to other like
I need to get
planes.
the
What's it
other-
called?
I need to get the.
something like that.
I need to get the.
I'm
Other
sure they'll
thing
be able
up.
to just bring us back home.
I need to get the other thing up. I should have pulled up that sheet just for my own sanity.
Oh, the
I
crew
stand up fully,
roster.
but I'm still leaning against the mast.
Yes.
One arm like
I should have
around
pulled
my
that up for
torso
my
and
own sanity,
with
so I
the
know who to
elbow of my other
delegate.
hand resting in the
Celia,
palm, sort of
that's who
doing
to delegate
something
this to.
pose.
From the one
Ah,
person
there it
I
is.
talked to about this whole
There it is.
experience, I think the
Okay.
idea of planeswalking is a lot less of a science than they would like to believe that it is.
Well,
All
that
right,
transition
you
was
lot.
A lot smoother than slip space drive.
All right, you lot. It's come to my attention that all of you know bugger all about each other. So, let's start with casual introductions.
And if I say no,
The Spartan
I'll
just
throw you off
smacks
the ship.
Jeff with his gauntlet in his hand. It feels significantly heavier than you were expecting. I'm like, oh, that's right. After I smack him, I'm like, oh, that's right. You're probably not augmented, and you don't have the ODST armor either. Sorry if I gave you
again,
a
look me in
concussion.
my eyes.
You just see a gold visor look down at you. Sorry if I gave you a concussion.
I've had worse. Don't worry.
You're gonna be. Eh, give him time. Yeah. Scrivo's gonna walk over to someone. Put him to work, eh, Celia?
All right, Celia's up here, by the way.
Yep.
You see, you
Yes.
see a blonde woman with.
And if they don't, remind them if they don't work, they don't eat, they don't sleep, and or we just throw them off the ship.
Yes,
Wait,
sir.
I thought we don't need to eat.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a report to write.
All right.
And the door's shut.
All right. So, a blonde woman with pointed ears approaches you. So, you four are the strays that were found in Shiria's web.
It would seem that way.
Oh yeah, I should mention Lars is not currently on the same deck as you. He's gone below decks. Anyways, well, how about some introductions? I'm sure you heard my name was Celia, but my name is Celia, but I imagine none of you even know what each other's names are.
No, we do not.
Nope.
I'm Nila Magaras Vasraya.
Senior Chief Petty Officer Sierra 031. I just drew a hand forward. I'm probably around here. I just drew a hand forward in a handshake.
Sounds like a
Gesture.
military career.
Almost sounded like
You
Alliance.
can walk on
Oh.
this, by the way.
Yeah.
30
Almost
years,
sounded like
UNSC Navy.
Alliance. But
30 years,
it-
UNSC Navy. Naval Special Operations Warfare Section 3.
human run?
Yes.
So it seems that even other universes will have their own will have their own version of the Human Alliance.
Alliance? You mean the United Earth Government?
Something like that.
And what about you two that seem to be from more magically inclined spheres?
Try not to get irked challenge, Nilo Ra edition. Or not Nilo Ra.
All right,
God,
so
I knew
I
that was
just-
gonna happen.
Trying to figure out who's Amiria's trying to figure out which one of the two is speaking first.
No,
I gesture
Celia,
for
over here.
Amiria.
Celia, over here.
All right, Amiria does a little curtsy and says, "Finally, a gentleman. I am Emiria West. A few years off from my doctorate, but we're getting there."
Ah, an egghead. Lovely.
Vagar of Troy. Yeah. He's gonna release his necklace, and you see that there's a ring on it.
Ooh, someone at home, I see.
The map is honestly mostly decorative. You don't need to move your tokens around it.
I'll move
Okay.
for flavor text reasons because it's
Right.
fun.
So that the audience has something to
It's
look at.
Fine.
Yeah, it's fun for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Just remember, there are no walls. You can't walk through the walls of the ship. I mean, technically you can, but then you'd have to deal with a very angry Warforged who's definitely going to throw you off the ship.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, of the party, I'm pretty sure the only one strong enough to walk through walls is the Spartan, if his armor wasn't so badly damaged.
Yep. Anyways.
At any rate, we have a few bunks open near. She pulls out a notebook and starts thumbing through it. Mr. Kramer. So
Kramer.
follow me.
Kramer.
She leads you below decks. 2 decks down.
A red hard light construct of a woman with tentacles instead of legs appears next to Celia. I could always keep track of this for you.
Sometimes I prefer something a little more old-fashioned.
Well, that I can understand. Carry on. And she'll vanish.
Holograms are red. Interesting color choice.
Right.
Those, I do suppose.
Who
it
was
helps with
that?
their night vision.
Duchess, the onboard AI.
Oh, yeah.
How many AIs do you have on this ship?
3? 4 if you count Clink, I guess.
3. The hologram will reappear. Myself, the captain, our current navigations officer, and Miss Clara's pet. And then she'll vanish again.
Anyways, it looks like we're here. She leads you into what appears to be the bunk room, and you see the Hippo Man once again, laying in one of the bunks. She, basically hits the border, like not the border, the post it's on. Lars, get up. And then he notices that it's Celia that said it, and he immediately jumps to his feet and salutes. Yes, ma'am. What did you need? These 4 strays. Captain wants someone to keep an eye on them. Make sure they don't get into any trouble, and see if you can find some work for them to do. Yes, ma'am. And then Celia leaves.
And now it's time for him to find someone to pawn us off to. Captain pawned him off to her. She's pawning him off to him.
No, it's called delegation.
I know.
So Celia wants me to to see about getting you for some work.
It would seem that way.
He looks over each of you closely. Points at Nilo. I think I have a good idea for that one, but let me just check something. That suit of yours, hermetically sealed, right?
Yes. How did you?
You spend enough time in the Astral Sea, you see a lot of things.
I just looked down at you and was like, how did your suit not get a tear or rupture through all that? Mine certainly isn't sealed anymore.
Skill issue.
Shoddy.
Good.
Bad luck? Shoddy composition?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I suppose parts that are underneath, several
Like-
inches of titanium are still sealed, but
Wait, titanium?
why do you think I'm walking around in a half-ton suit?
She's just gonna wave you away.
All right, as
Deal with that later.
well, I think I have something in mind for you. Follow me. He starts to lead you away, as well as the others. And before he is able to go up the stairs, you see a minotaur poke his head out from come out of this room, and he's to stretch. He is wearing a flower print apron.
Lovely.
Oh,
Shadar and Lord of Vox is-
are these the new strays I've been hearing about? Yeah, this is them. Well, looks like, well,
Again, full on deer in headlights right now.
yeah. He points at Bradley. You there? How about you come help me in the galley?
Oh.
Snap out a deer. Wait,
Okay.
they're the ship's cook?
I walk over, thunking the whole way.
Lars will turn to Nilo. Demos is our galley cook. Yes. He learned from. Well, I think it's best if you just meet them yourself.
I
They
don't
were a
think I want
very
to.
eccentric pair.
The freaking hippo man sounded concerned there. I don't think I want to meet him.
All right. Demos leads.
That's the guy who made them.
Yeah, Demos leads Bradley into the galley kitchen, and we'll come back to him in a minute. Lars leads you all the way up to the foredeck up here. All right. He points to the lady with sawfish legs. This here's our Nessa. You see, you know what barnacles are?
Actually, that's a good question.
Make a nature check.
Yeah, that's actually a very good question considering spacefaring species.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does Rannoch have oceans?
It does, but who knows if Rannoch even developed barnacles?
No, it's like so. In theory, many.
In theory, it should have. It's just there's.
Yeah, they would have had barnacles on their ships before they became a spaceflight species.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But 300 years.
The other question is, how many centuries back is that?
Yeah, nature check.
Considering they've been wandering the stars for 3 of them.
Probably.
Yes, you know what barnacles are.
Yes. In theory.
Well, we have something similar. We call them jammer leeches. Collect on the front of the ship sometimes. Our Nessa here is gonna keep an eye on you while. Keep an eye on you.
no,
Make sure you don't get hurt, and we've collected a few, so he looks around and grabs a device that looks like halfway between a shovel and a paint scraper and hands it to you. Should be able to use this to scrape them off.
Careful not to scratch.
Spartan would help.
Careful
Spartan
not to
suit is
scratch
no
the
longer
paint.
sealed, so.
Careful not to scratch the paint. Duchess doesn't like that.
All right, and we'll come back to that shore here in a minute.
I just imagine as it cuts, Arnessa gives a knowing smile.
Yeah. Lars looks to the spider lady in the webs and notices that she appears to be working on the section that
He had to undo.
you got caught in. And Lars looks to Amiria. Say, you look like you're good at handiwork, craft work, right?
You could say that. I have put together a few scarecrows in my days.
How about you see about helping out Shiria weave some of that rigging you got caught in?
All right.
Sorry, I had to fight the instinct to have Shiria just say, I don't need help.
Right. And as you and then Lars turns to Vagar. And you, let's see. You're a hunter, yeah?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Don't really have any need for hunting currently, but yeah. He leads you down to the main deck and picks up a bucket and a mop and hands them to you.
You know what? Okay.
The rest of us have various other important jobs, and they literally hand you the mop.
Oh, don't worry, mine's gonna be worse in a minute.
No, you'll be fine. You're just one step away from a torture method, but still.
All right, we're gonna cut back to Bradley now in the kitchen.
I'm only not too far removed from getting keel hauled.
Yeah, exactly.
He's getting
execution method.
He's getting taught by you're getting taught by Demos about cooking scaver meat. He's saying, now see, to get scaver to be properly tender, you gotta braise it in a very specific way, and it produces it allows I'm trying to think of a good way to put this in simple terms. Causes the proteins to break down more easily. I guess that wasn't very simple. So, he reaches over and hands you a knife. Let's see what you can do in terms of butchery. Make me a cook's utensils check, please, Brad.
A cook's utensils check. Okay, so that's wisdom.
Because meme's got a meme.
Yep. I'd almost be tempted to ask if this would be like, just gonna just use a dagger check. But those cook's utensils +2.
I have pictured you doing like
that being said, it is very different using a combat knife to kill aliens from cutting up a roast. Or then again,
I was gonna say if you failed,
my specialist is CQB, so I'm very good with a knife.
All right, you really cleanly butcher the bit of scaver meat that he was having you work on. Wow, looks like you've got some experience with this.
Not in the kitchen. Using knife for, well, shall we say, getting them to this state. Of a variety of different aliens with different toughnesses. I then didn't describe, like, how, like, Ungoi have more of a crab-like outer shell versus Jiralhanae are basically just giant gorillas, and then there's the hunters, which are just giant worm colonies.
If you say so.
That is what he says, actually. At any rate, how about you hang on to that knife for now? Should keep its sharpness no matter what you do to it.
That's an interesting ability. I have to
Curtis,
sharpen my knife regularly. And then my sword, oh, don't even get me started on that.
alright, so out of character, it's a knife of sharpness, so it deals an extra d4 of damage on a critical hit.
Oh,
Nice.
fun. I will add that to notes.
Alright. Now we'll cut back to Nilo.
Oh god.
Nilo is so Arnessa
I'm
readies
getting
like a
strapped to
little
something.
Arnessa readies like a little swing on the front of the ship, and she straps you into it.
Wait. Wait a minute, you don't do this at port?
Don't worry, it's safe. I'll be up here to pull you back up if anything happens.
Why do I not feel reassured? Also, what is all the stuff flowing around us?
I think it's
She's calling
called
out to us?
phlogiston. It's like somewhere between a gas and a liquid, I think. Careful to not make any sparks. It has a tendency to be a little volatile.
What? Get lowered.
Yep, you get lowered down to the edge of the ship, and you see a few
What put myself off the map.
You see a few what look like they look like leeches just like bit onto the edge of the ship. So make a carpenter's tools check.
Yeah. Which I don't even know if I had.
It's in the
Don't
tools
remember.
list.
Well, he's looking that up. What did the sharpness ability do again?
Plus a d4 when you ever get a critical hit.
There it is. Okay. There we go.
All right. You scrape at one of the leeches, but it doesn't seem to want to come off. So make another check.
Wait a minute.
All right. You scrape it again. This time it does come off, but it looks a little angry.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Combat.
Oh, wow. Well.
Okay.
Did I crit? Oh no, I didn't. Okay.
No, you just got a 17 plus 7.
Okay. Oh, I'm first.
Mm-hmm.
Freak out. And pull out my gun.
All right.
My pistol. That be. Okay. Just double check to make sure I'm doing that correctly. No, I'm not. There we go.
That does actually hit.
Really?
Yeah, they have like no AC.
Okay. Okay.
Spells on hits the ship.
In which case. In which case, 1d10 plus, I believe, 2. Yes. All right. 11.
You kill the leech.
All right.
You okay down there?
You didn't say they bite.
Oh, sorry.
She's probably laughing her ass off up there. You know, old sailor messing
Yeah.
with the new guy.
Yeah.
I guess
A
the
little
classic
bit.
rookie hazing.
Oh, she's gonna be laughing over dinner with her sister later.
Mhm.
Uh,
Make another carpenter's tools check.
all right, let's do this. Just double check to make sure again. Okay. You can't expect me to remember the thing I just rolled 2 minutes ago. That's the wrong thing. Ignore that. That's the very wrong thing. Okay.
All right. This leech gets scraped off and swims away through the phlogiston without putting up a fuss.
I go. I don't know what I expected. Of course it swims out here. How else did they get these on here? I don't know what I was expecting. I
All right,
guess another one.
One more.
Yeah. I don't know what I was expecting. I was like,
All right, the third one also swims off without putting up a fuss. And then Arnessa pulls you back up to the deck.
yeah. All right, let me grab my coat token.
You did pretty well for a newbie.
Thanks. But
So she looks over at a nearby box and grabs a harpoon, picks it up and hands it to you. You should find this pretty effective against all sorts of different things out here in the Astral Sea.
not at all comforting. Being handed a harpoon, being like, I thought you said this was safe. But they're like, nah, this is perfectly safe. Here's a harpoon gun. Huh?
No, just a harpoon, not a harpoon gun.
Ah, okay.
You've been handed a fancy spear.
Yes. Mechanically,
Okay.
a harpoon is a spear that doesn't have the versatile property, but it has the finesse property. And this one also deals double damage against all astral beasts.
Okay.
Does it also have the throne property or no?
It does still have the throne property, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, to Emeria now.
Yeah.
As you're weaving the webs with Shiria, she tells you, "Sorry, I almost jumped out of the web when you showed up. You startled me when you appeared."
My, that is an average reaction, an average reflex, I would say.
People.
How are you today? Ah, I don't think I've introduced myself to you. I am Emiria.
Oh,
I love how she's
I'm
apologizing.
Shiria.
I love how
What a
she's
wonderful
apologizing
name.
to the creepy girl and not the
Other way around.
the hooded one. She scared the absolute daylights out of.
Well, she hasn't talked to Nilo yet.
Yeah.
So, about the circumstances of your situation, is it a curse, or is it, or or is your species normally this way?
Oh,
Sorry,
you mean the spider thing? Yeah. Uh, I don't usually like to talk about it. My species has kind of a thing with spiders, and I used to be more. Well, let's just say I wasn't always like I am now, both in terms of who I am and in terms of what I am.
As drow. They love spiders, but driders are like cursed
Actually,
abominations.
in the adamantine multiverse, they aren't cursed abominations. They're like the upper echelons of the chosen of
Oh, okay.
Lolth because it makes no freaking sense for them to be cursed abominations because Lolth
Yeah,
is a Drider.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
that never made sense. Like spider's
I don't
good,
know
but if
where
you're
I
half
heard
spider,
this
that's
lore,
bad.
but I remember hearing that it made the most sense that the thing that made the most sense to me was that the Drider women were exactly what you said. The Drider men was like kind of a punishment
I
slash
guess I
their
could
last
I could see that.
slash their
'Cause-
last chance at redemption kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because the Drow treat their men
I
like
should
trash.
mention that like Emuria probably would know what a drow is. Like I assume Innistrad has drow.
Or some
Or
sort of
some-
dark
or
They
something
don't have
equivalent.
elves
Oh,
at
okay.
all. They
I
have
thought they did.
dryads,
Okay.
and they do have spiders, but
Ah.
half the spiders are more like undead abominations.
Okay, never
that,
mind. Never
like,
mind. She
no one
wouldn't know
wants
what
to mess
drow
with.
are then.
Yeah. Anyways,
and so that's why she's asking about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, what is it? But yes, she's just like curious about like the disposition because there are like people that are mutated into things. It's like because that's how like lycanthropy comes into being, and so
Yeah.
she's trying to
you
figure
said it
out
was just a
is this
spear, yeah?
It's
Yeah.
so if you look in the inventory tab, there is a harpoon now.
Oh, okay.
Like that can be added to your inventory. It's a spear. It doesn't have versatile, so that's the two hands thing. Two hands for a D8 thing. But it does have finesse, which means you get to use your dexterity modifier. And this one in particular deals double damage to all astral beasts.
Actually, I'm not seeing the
Okay.
harpoon.
Okay, whatever.
I'm seeing two spears, however.
Oh, I probably missed the name then.
One of them's worth 1 GP.
The one worth 1 GP then.
Okay. Add.
I will fix that soon.
All
All
right.
right. I'll just double check to make sure.
But yeah, Miria is.
Yeah, it's got thrown and all that. So.
Yep. Okay, so make me a Weaver's
Amelia
Tools
is-
check.
trying to make small conversation throughout
Yeah.
this.
Yep.
Okay, so that is a +4. 20 plus 4. 18.
All right. You and Shiria are able to weave it back together expertly, and you notice. And while you're doing it, she tells you how the rigging is actually made from her own webs.
Yeah.
And when you finish, wow, we actually have quite a bit of excess here. Why don't you take it? I can make my own rope, obviously. So
Why,
yeah,
thank you.
it is a pride silk rope.
Alright. Any special things I need to know about it?
Nope. Pride silk ropes are really sturdy, though.
Alright.
Funny thing is you're not even swabbing the poop deck.
Shut up. Shut up.
And back to
Mind your business.
Maybe
back
they'll let you
to
keep the mop.
back to Vagar, who is mopping the deck.
Yep.
Ah, yes. The most
As
classic
you
of
as you
medieval
are
German.
mopping the deck, a slender, black-haired woman walks over to a box on the deck, picks up a wine bottle with a heart painted on it, and takes a drink out of it. Make me a perception check.
Perception. Okay, it's just another +5.
You notice that this woman has particularly elongated canines.
Oh, is she another werewolf?
No.
Is she a werewolf?
No,
No.
she's a vampire.
She's a vampire. Okay.
Yeah.
Leave-
Hover over the tokens. You'll see
The token.
names.
Yeah.
oh, it's that chick. Okay.
Yeah.
A very special one.
hmm
It's
Yeah,
it's
I
my
know.
baby
It's just-
girl. My sweet baby girl.
She, so yeah, how do you react to noticing that she is a vampire?
So she's older now, right?
Yes, she is like in her late teens currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna just stare at her for a moment.
She
Realize
looks back at you.
that no one's gonna like, or like I'm gonna be thrown off the ship if I do anything.
Well, you
So
don't
I'm
know
just-
that.
Well,
No, you guys told me. Skirbo told us that if
Yeah.
that if
That
we
is
don't do
true.
anything,
she
that we're gonna be thrown off board.
she looks
Yeah.
back at you. Do I have something on my face?
I'm just gonna look away and just keep on swabbing the deck. Not gonna even say anything to her.
Okay.
Just gonna completely ignore the kid.
Okay.
On my face. No, not on your face. It's in your face.
She
It belongs
she
here.
leaves, and after a little while, Lars returns, and he just looks like you did a pretty good job. Sorry for giving you such a boring chore.
Fine. It's probably for the best.
All right then. Well,
I've been told I've been really messy.
well, I haven't really known you for long enough to be able to make that judgment myself. Anyways,
Oh, it's alright, but there's one per. Yep. Nah, I'm not gonna say anything.
he
Okay.
hmm. Well, I think there's just one more thing I want to have you all do that you should probably end up doing together. So, come with me.
Uh-huh.
So he brings all four of you to the back of the ship, near where
Shoot us in the head.
near where Celia and Ticker are.
Okay.
Oh, I guess Mary would be in here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hands a pair of binoculars to Vagar. Look out that way.
I look out that way.
All right, you look through the binoculars and you see four. They look sort of like sharks, but they're quite a bit smaller, and they are very ugly. They have an eye stalk just like sticking out the front of their head that has one single eye on it. And they appear to be they appear to be traveling in the wake of the ship.
Those are really ugly. are we
What
gonna do about
what
those?
do you see?
I see some ugly ass fish.
I did
Coming
not move the
towards
correct
us.
character. There we go.
Well, surely we've got something more powerful on here than these bows.
They're called scavers. Sort of like sharks, but the little ones aren't too much of a threat. Really, the issue is that they might attract something bigger.
Lovely.
So are we gonna kill them or
Things
ignore
live out here?
A few things: scavers, space guppies, mollymocks, couple kinds of pigs, krakens.
them? Cracking decent nuts.
Just like home.
Well, I suppose Pete's pigs are pirates.
Now, these crossbows won't do much from this range. So, he opens a bag and pulls out three little devices. These are rebreathers. We're going to tie you off and send you after those. Don't worry.
Again?
Scavers are far too stupid to bite your ropes. And just a little bit of persuasion should be enough to drive them off.
Lovely.
There. You said this. How does stuff live out in such volatile conditions?
Well, scavers don't need to breathe, and they travel in the wakes of ships, just eating whatever they can find.
He's probably explaining this while casually tying us up.
Yeah, yeah, he's tying you off and making sure that the three of you who are not wearing hermetically sealed suits are wearing the rebreathers.
Does the rebreather like basically
Are you
fit over the air
seriously
vents
going
on
to-
my helmet? Do I need to take my helmet off? Gonna fit under my helmet?
You have to take the helmet off, but you can put your helmet back on after you put the rebreather on.
You all see, as after I take off my helmet, I indeed look like a human. I am just abnormally tall for one, measuring at 7.5 feet in armor.
Well, where do they make humans like you?
I'm not a normal human. I'm a Spartan. We have augmentations, but that is all I can say. It is classified.
Who made you, you absolute stud muffin?
And then after I put the breather on, I reseal my helmet on. I wish I had my
begins. Wait, so you're just going to... Wait, so you're just going... So you're just going to dangle me off the ship again?
I believe that's what they said, yes. What's the matter? Never go on a spacewalk before? At least we have a rope tying us to the vessel. I've done many orbital insertions where we were just jumped off. And then there was that one time that Chief just jumped out of a perfectly good spacecraft and fell all the way to the ground. How that man survived is beyond me. But I swear, that boy, he's the luckiest of all of us. He literally fell from orbit and hit the ground.
Nothing you are saying is even remotely comforting.
Well, if this armor wasn't so damaged, the gel layer would probably be intact and I could do the same. Though gel lock is a pain, both literally and
You're really not helping.
Hey, Spartan 2s don't understand social cues.
Are you sure there are more sane ways to do this?
When you say that, it's like, well, yeah, we had point defense lasers, but I don't think this ship has those.
Don't worry. You got your friends, or at least I hope you can...
What are we supposed to do when we get out? When we get out there, I thought this stuff is volatile and will explode or something.
Them, of course. I reattach it to the magnet on my thigh.
If I try to shoot it, it'll just... Won't it? Trying to make a gesture.
Yeah, you'll find that the Astral Sea is a little more resistant to that kind of inertia than an actual vacuum. You should even be able to move around a little bit on your own.
Like without the jetpack, just walking around, swing, I suppose.
It's a little more. It's a little more complicated than that. It essentially just think of the direction you want to go. You'll find it slower than walking, but should be possible.
Range.
All right then.
So out of character, you can all move half of your walking speed.
Okay.
When you're in just the Astral Sea.
But that doesn't make any sense. How does...
found when the eggheads tell you something, don't question it, just do it.
There is
stuff they say doesn't make any sense.
All right, Amiria probably tied off now. It's like,
yeah,
it's like, come on, let's go. Surely it can't be that bad.
This, not that bad. You're just not that
Asking
bad.
for trouble.
There's so many things that are wrong here.
Perhaps, small one, instead of panicking about it, you should just try not to focus on it. You focus
Yeah,
on the many ways
you're all tied off by it now, by the way.
Yeah.
As I just begin walking off, I was like, if you concentrate nothing on solely what the many possible ways you could die, you're not going to get anything done other than panic attack and get yourself killed.
This isn't about whether or not it'll get me killed. It's about why this even remotely makes sense.
I'm gonna grab her
As
by
long as it works,
the
no
hood
question.
again and just walk out.
All right,
Yeah.
make a contested grapple check. So athletic checks from Vagar, athletic check from Vagar, acrobatics or athletics from Nilo.
Let me check. Where is it?
As this is only going on, as I'm
Athletics,
walking
you
out, I'm
said?
just like, if it works,
Athletics or
no question.
acrobatics from you.
You know, just for comedy's sake, I'm gonna roll my athletics because it's worse. Just for the sake of comedy.
All right, yep. Vagar successfully grabs you and pulls you off the ship. All right, you end up.
You act just like her.
You end up on the ropes near.
Huh.
Is it black and white
This one
again?
appears-
Yep.
Yeah. Don't know why. I mean, it kind of
No.
fits here,
So,
but
we can
It's,
still
it's
move.
Hold
really
on a
hard
sec.
to
Hold
tell
on a
with
sec.
my
Hold on a
token.
sec. Hold on a sec.
Hey, Jess.
Advanced options. Attenuation.
Please
It
stand
might
by.
be
We
because
are
it might
experiencing technical
show
difficulties.
dark vision. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I don't think this one has. Oh yeah, because this one isn't lit. This freaking map isn't lit. Let me fix that.
Oh, is that what was going on? That makes
Let's make it
sense.
lit.
Lighting, global illumination. There we go.
There.
Hey, we're colored.
Colors.
Okay.
Back in color, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, that is how ugly scavers are. Look at those things. They're freaking hideous.
That's funny.
They look like somebody.
Disguised.
They look like somebody failed to draw a basking shark from memory.
Oh, would you look at that? Nilo is first.
Of course I am.
I rolled a 3.
uh,
I'm surprising I'm not going last with my 3.
First of all, I didn't even see these things earlier, so I just had them described to me, and first of all, go, Kiva, those really are sharks. Just look at just dead ass sharks in space,
Yep.
pretty much. Space sharks.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to shoot it.
All right. Which one?
Let me double check my. Okay. I'm gonna shoot this one.
Okay.
The one's closest to me because no.
Yep.
Because nope. I'm noping so hard right now. That is again wrong. I am rolling so incorrectly right now. Even better.
Nope. It whizzes past the scaver.
Oh yeah, I should probably describe. I pulled out a compact thing that then expanded into a pistol.
And you also notice that you would expect to get, sent backwards because laws of physics, but that doesn't happen here at all.
I felt like no kickback from my gun at all.
Yeah.
I see your pistol expand.
Well, you feel the recoil, but you don't feel like you aren't pushed back like you'd expect if you were firing a gun in space.
Newton's third law is only partially working.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a miss. So anything else?
I believe not.
All right. All right. This scaver is this scaver's turn. Yeah, it's definitely fast enough. It's gonna move up to Vagar. It sees living thing. That means food. So.
Nom, 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 nom. I just like to picture Skirvo working on his desk, and then he just sees the ropes
Yeah, I assume a
go
7 doesn't hit.
in the back window, and he just goes, and he's like, "Oh, turning them to bait already."
Alright, Vagar, your turn.
Let's see. I am going to smack it with my. I'm going to take out my. I'm going to take out my steel and just smack it.
Alright.
+3.
Vagar slice.
Yep, that hits.
Okie dokie. That's 2d4 +1. Okay.
Okay.
For my bonus action. Okay, I'm going to perform the rite of agony on this trucker.
Okay.
Needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright, roll your
Nice.
roll your vitals. Oh wait, no, you don't. Yeah, you get one for free. You get one for free. I forgot. Yeah, I assume a dirty 20 succeeds.
Yes.
Okay. Anything happen?
On a failed save throw, it has disadvantage. Nope. Nothing
Alright.
happens.
Okay, it is this scaver up at the top. It's going to move to Emiria and attack Emiria. I'm going to do this so I can just keep this open.
Nothing makes comrades in arms quite like throwing them in the heat of battle and hoping they survive.
Yeah, I assume a 22 hits.
Yeah, 22 hits.
4 damage.
Alright. 4 damage.
And it's your turn now.
Alright. Wow. I think I'm too close to using that. So, I guess we gotta go with plan B. We are going to take this mighty fine, what is it? Surgical knife. And I'm going to try and stab it.
Alright.
Give it the business.
20 plus 4. I don't want to harm it too much. I don't end up
No,
harming it
a
all.
9 does not hit.
An 11 don't hit. What makes you think a 9 doesn't hit?
I want to check something real quick before I continue here.
Fair
These
enough.
things are gonna kill us, aren't they?
No, they're not going to kill you, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm not that cruel.
Yet. I mean, you say you're not that cruel, but we came off a Tomb of Annihilation and pretty much everybody died.
Well, Tomb of Annihilation was Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was a given.
I know, I'm just
Alright,
joking.
top
I'm
scaver
joking.
is going to move after Bradley
Mm-hmm.
and do its attack. Yeah, it does not hit you.
Okay. Okay. I reach, considering its closeness, I reach onto my back and pull out my sword and pull it 2 hands. It
Alright.
looks kind of like a slightly beat up blade of some form, but not like a sword blade. And then I proceed to smack it.
Okay. A 12 does
12.
just barely hit.
Okay.
And
Nice.
the scaver swims away.
Ha! Take that, you ugly fish.
Okay, anything else?
I will move. Actually, no, I won't. I won't move. Instead, let's see here. No, there's nothing else I can do. So, yeah, I will move. I was thinking I might pull out my shield, but that takes an action. So, nope. I just moved right there next to Miriam.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of a
One
tank.
last scaver sees Bradley as the threat.
Okay.
Also misses. Nilo.
Armor's still holding up. That's good.
Remember that since it is a flintlock pistol, it has technically, mechanically, it has to be reloaded, and it is. And if you read the thing, it says it takes an action to reload a flintlock pistol. So
Yeah, but I have the
yes, you have
spell.
your spell, Firebolt.
Yeah.
Which
thought-
don't worry about the phlogiston. Firebolt's still fine.
Yeah.
It's magic
No,
fire.
no. I guess I thought. No, I guess I thought my. I guess I misunderstood that. That's right. I don't have that. I meant to write that down.
How many object interactions do you get in one turn?
One for free, and then you can use an action to get more.
Okay.
Yeah. I
looking up because Gunslinger can reload as a object.
So
interaction.
you use your spell attack bonus on your spells page, the ATK.
yeah, my spell mod. Okay.
No, the attack bonus, not the mod.
Oh. Okay, I see it now.
And which one are you shooting
Okay.
at?
I don't know. I guess I'll try to shoot the one I tried to shoot before.
Okay.
Um.
That was this one.
I believe
Yep.
that's the one in front of me. Yeah.
Yep. So I hit my gun. Now it has a little symbol next to it, and I
So, are you using Firebolt as like the Inferno tech ability, or as just simply incendiary ammo?
incendiary ammo.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Yep.
that hits.
Yeah. What do I roll for that?
1d10 plus nothing. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
That scanner swims away.
That's not the one that I
Oh,
attacked.
I thought it was the one you attacked.
It's the one in front of me that
Oh, okay.
she was aiming at.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So I got that, and nothing from me.
Okay. It is the scaver in front of Vagar. He's going to attack Vagar. Come on. Oh, that's not good. Attack. Okay, it's not one to work. +5. I assume a 13 doesn't hit.
It does not hit.
All right, your turn.
Guiding
Alright.
bolt. Oh well. Same thing, I think.
Firebolt's a cantrip.
Yeah, I think I used guiding bolt, but
No.
You
did
don't
it
have
again,
that.
right.
You don't have that infusion.
Right.
okay.
Guiding Bolt's a
Smacky,
level 1 spell,
smacky.
technically on the cleric list.
Oh,
but
okay.
artificial
So
rules.
I must have
Yep,
misread
that hits.
that. Anyways.
Okay. That scaver swims away. Anything else?
Good.
Okay. Emiria.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna try. What's it? I'm gonna go up behind and oh shoot, and use the dagger again. See if that goes anywhere. Probably not.
Yep,
14.
that hits.
Oh shoot. All right. So that's a D4 plus 2. 1d4 plus 5 damage.
All right. And now it's Bradley's turn.
Okay. I'm strike it again with the strike it. Not again, I
Yeah.
suppose.
At
Huh?
advantage.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I'll just
I didn't worry about it for you, Emiria, because that hit. So.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. 12 damage.
So you just about kill it, and it swims away.
Oh, okay.
Their swim away.
Wait, it swims away or it's dead?
It swims away. I said you just about kill it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose we could make opportunity attacks, but I'm just gonna let it swim away.
Yep. Actually, you can't. It has a reaction that lets it swim away without taking opportunity attacks.
Oh, okay.
As you kill that scaver.
Or scare it off.
Yeah, not kill it. Yeah, as you scare off that scaver, you hear Lars shouting for you. Everyone needs to make perception checks.
All right.
I believe.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Augmented senses, very helpful.
Plus 4.
Wow, Bradley is the only one that hears him. You hear him telling you to pull hard on your ropes.
They're telling us to pull hard.
And as you hear him saying that, you see a massive brown scaver start to swim closer.
Oh man, that thing is.
That's a big fish.
That thing looks like something out of Metroid Prime.
Yeah, it does. So Nilo, your turn.
I did tell them that give the rope a good yank.
I'm going to do just that. Do I need to make a roll?
Athletics check, yes.
All right.
Very low DC, don't worry.
I'm sure I'll somehow manage to mess that up. Acrobatics, you said, or athletics? Athletics.
Yep.
Okay, good.
You feel the rope pull taut, and you get pulled back to the ship. Vagar.
Alright, I am going to pull it.
Alright. Athletics check.
Athletics check.
You are pulled back to the ship. Emiria.
You know, I don't fully trust my own athletics, so I'm gonna go over here first, kind of get in the way of the rope. So if something goes wrong, we got Stud Muffin to help us.
Yeah. Stud Muffin is a big old.
Oh, never mind.
You are pulled back to the ship, and then it is the scaver's turn.
I just look at the big fish. Well,
if only you had the ability to react by grabbing it by the nose.
All right.
look at the little fish, and I'm like,
what if you could like do the same? What if you could put it in a trance just like real sharks, like grab it by the nose and flip it?
All right. Bradley.
Using my Spartan super strength, I yoink.
Athletics check.
I said yoink.
Yep. You are pulled back to the ship.
Like, giant sharks. Good grief.
All right.
What else is out here?
And the brown scaver leaves once you are once you all leave. Brown scavers are more deliberate hunters, so it sees no prey, it leaves. And when you all get back to the ship, you find that Lars is there, as well as a new moth woman.
You vaguely resemble a Yin Mei. But
Bruh.
not at the same time.
A giant insect.
Are any of you wounded?
I believe I am feeling a bit under the weather.
All right. She pulls out a potion and hands it to you. Drink this; it should help.
All right.
Is your anatomy the same thing as a regular moth?
No. She turns to Lars. Why did you send such new recruits on shiver shaking? I thought that they could handle it.
I have sheathed my sword and was like, well, they were very easy to
Freaking
tear off. Brutes and string healing were
freaking
much more difficult.
Duchess appears briefly. It's a team building exercise. Disappears.
Do you have any do you have any idea what would have happened to them had they not heard you calling for them? They would have been
Spartan
torn
just
to
shrugs.
ribbons.
Spartan just shrugs. It's not like I've spent the last 30 years fighting a war of genocide against other aliens. Space fish is easy.
You're fighting a war too?
It's a long story. Like I said, 30 years.
I was fighting
Captain-
a war against that Reaper we saw.
Oh,
Except
lovely.
there were more.
We
Lots.
could share tales of
Couldn't count.
surviving genocide. It's a grand old time.
No. No, it is not. It
I mean,
most
hashing
certainly
and
now.
is
Slack.
not.
Spartan leaves down. I know me and my fellow Spartans are not the most adept at understanding emotion, but your kind do have sarcasm too, right?
You have what? Oh, sarcasm. You need to work on it.
Spartan just shrugs. Interaction with non-Spartans.
By the way, Voltai and Lars are still arguing, and eventually she smacks him and walks away.
I turn to Lars and I'm like, doctors, right?
She was right. Shouldn't have sent you on something so dangerous so early.
Sort of shrug. Well, could be worse. Could be a bunch
Duchess
of
reappears.
just
If it makes you feel any better, the
18-year-old
captain had a
Spartans
right
being
laugh.
deployed on a anti-terrorist mission.
She
As you're
leans in. He
as-
saw the whole thing.
as you're talking,
As you-
Demos comes up from below decks carrying bowls of stew that he hands to each of you. Looks like
Yeah.
you had some adventures out there.
You could say that.
I'll just throw it off some space fish. Nothing too
What the-
difficult. It's not like it was a hot drop into a
Are we supposed to do
Anguillan
something?
fortress or something.
Am I supposed to do something with this?
You're supposed to eat it.
I take off my helmet with like and hold it under
That
my arm.
might be a problem.
What's the matter? You can't take off your helmet. I just sort of
First-
like flick it with my finger, you know, making a like making things that. No.
First
sounds
of
like
all,
metal.
no. Second of all, I think this might. One moment. I'm going to scan it to make sure it's dextro. Willing to bet it's not.
It is not dextro.
Yup. This. Yes, I will have a severe allergic reaction to this.
Oh,
I could die.
what? Food allergies?
Something like that. Do you understand the concept of dextro meals?
Oh, sure. Not exactly common, but interesting. Come with me. He leads you into the storeroom by the galley kitchen.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Starts thumbing through a few boxes. Wow, I have Electo rations. That's surprising. Here we are. Picks up a box and hands it to you. Dextro amino acid rations.
Thank you. Thank you. I understand this is not always a thing.
You're not the only species like it.
I look to the two
Whatever
of you.
species you are.
Quarian. I say so.
Yeah. Anyways,
I feel like
you-
that's like the running theme on this ship. Everyone's
Yep.
like, if you say so.
All right. So yeah, you have some. You all eat your.
I'm gonna add more rations to my
Okay.
to my inventory. Let's just go with a save. Let's say 20. That makes
Okay.
sense.
Sounds good. And you all, get your fill, and as you're eating, you
-1 actually.
Bradley, you hear one of the other crew members remarking that the food tastes extra good today. And
Yeah, you probably noticed. You probably stopped for a while, realizing that I'm literally filtering the ration through my helmet.
For the first time since that I actually react without having my helmet on, you do see me raise an eyebrow with normal human expressions, and it's like, and I just shake my head. Oh, reminds me of Ungoy. And then I shudder briefly.
And then you
Like,
hear Nilo, you overhear Alis Alis being told about your exploits to Arnessa, and Alis seems
They are laughing.
they are laughing a little bit, but Alis seems surprised that you did so well.
I mean, here I thought we were getting another newbie just coming up full of leeches. She didn't, so that was it. That was nice. That was a
Yeah.
nice surprise.
Yeah. And Emiria, you see Shiria telling
Still
Mary.
squealed like a hagfish.
You see Shiria telling Mary, that you were very much helpful in the weaving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you all get some rest, and then in the morning, I hope you heard the air quotes around that.
Yeah.
You all you
First of all, how quiet is the ship?
it's not like super loud, but it's
Not
like you can
Quarian ship.
not Quarian ship either.
Was like a faint
Cool.
Like a faint hum,
Cool.
yes.
I probably did not sleep well.
Yeah.
It takes some getting used to.
Yep. So yeah, in the quote unquote morning, the ship is traveling through what appears to be an asteroid belt, and you all come up above decks to investigate.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have my helmet secured.
Oh shoot! Hold on. Great. We're taking a long rest.
Yes.
I gotta make at least one thing.
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but
Right. But otherwise, I'm not using any of my points.
oh, yeah.
Because I haven't used any so far.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
we'll make an arcane fire. We're gonna make it like, I don't know. It looks like a flamethrower, but it's not a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Okay, what cantrip is it?
I believe it's also going to be firebolt.
Okay. All right. So yeah, and Nilo, Joey, remember to mark off one of Nilo's arcane charges. Actually, both of them. Oh yeah, you have a repeating weapon. I forgot.
Yeah, I did repeating shot. That's why I was.
Yeah, I
That's why I
completely
was a little
forgot you had that.
confused.
Sorry.
Yeah. I specifically did that for the Mass Effectness
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. So yeah, remember to make sure you mark off both of Nilo's arcane charges every long rest, since you don't have any that you could use during like a short rest or something. Anyways, yeah, you're flying through an asteroid belt currently, and Ticker is still at the helm.
Does he not sleep?
Not well. How do I put this? My species doesn't require sleep.
Sounds useful.
Some sort of innate connection to the astral sea.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I think we are here, and you see.
Skirbo's obviously coming top deck.
Yeah, you see. As the ship comes around a particularly large asteroid, you see what appears to be some sort of space station built out of another asteroid. You see biodomes all over it with greenery inside, and a variety of ships of many different sizes and shapes all around it. In particular, you see a particularly large ship on the outskirts that looks similar to the Crimson Duchess.
Yeah.
An asteroid space station. I've been to one of these in.
Yeah. I just want to remind you, Skipper's ship doesn't look like a galleon anymore.
I know, but it still looks vaguely like the Duchess.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is the Magnificence, though, to be clear.
He's like, it's like, oh bugger, I meant to wave hi to Skipper on the way in. Get him on the way out.
The Duchess approaches the station and enters in through a bit of an airlock type structure and lands with four large, like almost spider-like landing legs in a small docking area.
Interesting use of landing gear.
This almost reminds me of of what I've heard of Omega, but different. Was this a mining asteroid? Good eye.
That's how they typically start. You mine
Good eye.
Then you got this.
Skipper apparently started on this some time ago.
Mm-hmm. What do you mine here?
Mostly I wasn't too privy towards what they were mining before they built a station out of it. Last I checked, they're collecting other asteroids rich with resources to collect resources from them now. Most mining operations in this asteroid anymore are expansion more than anything.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
I
wonder what menagerie of people we're going to run into here.
Yeah, friggin' menagerie of weirdos. We've already encountered one, now we're going to another.
The Spartan is just so used to fighting various alien species out of nowhere. They're just like, okay, what's next?
Yeah. It's not even like the alien, like, it's only the particularly odd ones that are going to make my character stop for a minute.
Yep.
You and I are just like, oh, look, that's another one for alien bingo. Hippo Man, check.
Anyways.
Snake Man, check.
Alright, so what was Skirbo gonna say, actually?
What?
Skirbo was gonna say something?
Oh. Well, he sort of explained that, and it's... Well then, what are you lot waiting for? Permission? Start resupplying. He starts barking the orders as per usual of their usual thing. While Duchess is also listing off the standard systems that are required.
Yep. Celia calls Lars up to her. Lars. She holds out a pouch. Go drop these four off at Mr. Lurdevox's. He should be able to keep them safe while we resupply. He takes the pouch, but she doesn't release it yet, and says, "And this time, make sure they stay out of danger."
Probably holds it again. And don't spend it all at canteens again.
All right. So Lars leads you off the ship and into some of the into the actual space station.
Yeah.
You pass through a park with a large statue of what appears to be a giant and a masked man.
Who? Who's the statue?
What are those?
Uh, I've never met them. They were, well, I never got the chance to meet them, I should say. They died before my time on the Duchess. I think Ticker knows, so you can probably ask him when you get back to the ship.
Looks around and sees a few more other statues that aren't important right now.
Hmm.
Are these all honorable people or something?
I think so.
Huh. This is almost like the Citadel, or what I've heard of it.
Well,
Never actually set foot in the damn place.
well, we call our little station Siren's Rest. Sort of the closest thing most of us have to a home.
You almost make it sound sad.
Well, the captain's Skirbo and his brothers, they tend to take in a lot of runaways and
Stray.
I'm sorry,
lost
brothers?
souls.
Refugees.
Oh yeah, 15 of them. Skirbo, well, including Skirbo, that is. The
Wait, was
LDs.
Skirbo the captain?
Yes.
I'm sorry, continue?
The LD captains, they run this place. I think we passed one of their ships on the way in.
Mm-hmm.
Eh. As uh would this be the cameo of the other one?
No, he's not showing up till later.
Okay. Because I thought it'd just be like a passing, one of them passes by.
No, he'll show up.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyways.
anyways, he leads you up to the front of a door, the front door of a building, and you see a sign above it proclaiming it to be the Fanged Calamari. He opens the door, and what looks like a snake with arms wearing a fez greets you.
Go get him, Brad.
Lars, you're back. What brings you out? Who are they?
Celia told me to get these four to drop these four off with you. Gave me some money to get them some breakfast.
Aha. Very well. Is there anything of note we should know about? Off in the corner, over the snake's shoulder, there's a couple of squid-looking people at one table that are trying to hide the fact that they're eating brains.
No, not even hiding it. They're like, it's clearly a supposed to be cornered off area, the VIP section, as it were.
You are able to look back into the kitchen to see that one of the people cooking there is a squid man.
Yeah, another one of the squid men.
Yes, and
he's absolutely tearing away at the kitchen with his face tentacles.
well, let's see. There are a bunch of strays we found in force space. I think that one, he points to Nilo, is what did you call it again?
I'm a
Diplo?
No, Dextro.
Dextro, that's what it is. Dextro amino acids.
Lovely.
Good eye.
What about the big one?
I never mastered
Seems
that.
seems to be a human.
Oh. Well, you're odd for a human. Yes. Anyways, come follow me. The snake slithers off towards the kitchen. Lord of Ox, Scarvo brought in more strays. One of them's a dextro.
Uh, he he stops manipulating so many things with his face tentacles. A d- one of those dextro diets. I haven't fully
Slow when in the
mastered
honor.
haven't fully mastered that yet.
Maybe
It
so.
it
No,
it's irritating from a culinary perspective. Must be worse for them, I imagine.
probably. The snake
I
and the
mean,
squid
half the
seem to
well, more
work
than half
together.
of normal species eats everything else.
Yeah. Lars hands the pouch to Bradley and leaves.
Spartan's just like, okay.
So we're to
I just
so we're
follow
to
the
keep
snake.
them out of. Well, I've just about finished this order. I'll be out with them in a minute.
Okay,
He's
I'll set these off somewhere where they won't cause trouble.
he's Let me tell you Let me tell you that the VIP section was a good idea.
It seems so.
Yep, and
You four.
he'll bring out the next round of stuff to the VIP people who are graciously being like never have I had a more fantastic meal than this. You're you truly is it true you're the one who broke away from the elder brain because of your desire to do this? I can neither confirm nor deny. Enjoy your meal. And he'll
The dog takes the pouch of gold from the Spartan and then he's like, you four, follow me. And don't
yeah,
step on anything as he points to the big one.
yeah.
He slithers off towards a more secluded corner of the room.
Yeah. Follow the snake. because follow the snake because I probably noticed too quickly that those squid people are just dead ass eating brains. Ugh.
Dar will
Uh,
seat the
for
four of them in a secluded
off getting their
corner.
meal before they head off on their nautiloid to who knows where. It's about listen. When your diet consists of only brains, there's really only one good eatery in the Astral Sea that we know of so far. Really gets you.
Zadar will look at Vagar and Emiria. Anything in particular?
This
No.
Good.
this
I'm just staring at them,
this
just like
At the squid
trying to
people or at the
figure out
snake man?
what he is.
Nilo's
His
looking at
tongue
one of the
flicks out briefly.
menus. That there
They
aren't even dextro options on the menu. Haven't figured that part out yet.
they put don't go anywhere. Be a shame if I would have to get a friend of mine to turn you to stone.
Oh, come now. You can't threaten the missus every time. You can't threaten them with the missus every time you
What do you know?
dislike
It
somebody.
works. It works. And besides, stone statues don't go walking off.
Yes, but then it's a
Ladle
whole.
and shakes at the squid and is like,
Yes,
besides,
but
do you want to be on? Do you want to be explaining to that captain of ours who sometimes gets a little wires crossed about why we lost 4 strays, especially one as big as that?
yeah.
He shakes the
First of
ladle and
all,
then
you
goes
know.
stirring soup.
First of all, you know as well as I do, Skirvo loves an adventure. Second of all, Second of all, where exactly would they get off to? They don't seem to be the type to have traveled in the Astral Sea.
How should I know?
I expect. Oh, after all
Any-
these years working together, I expected us to be better at reading people than this.
They don't look like any type we've seen here before. Actually,
Oh, that.
seen here before.
I don't know. That small one looked a bit like the looked a bit like the description we were given of Griswold.
Which, wait. You're Attica. You're referring to Emiria, right?
No,
No, the other one.
Oh yeah. I
no,
wasn't sure which
mine.
The
small
other
one
was
you were
fallen.
Remember, first of all,
We're both short.
my character's shorter than Emiria, not by much, but I'm
Oh
definitely
yeah,
shorter.
I forgot that detail.
Yeah, yeah, because I think like Emiria is like 5'3", while I'm 5 nothing.
Uh, well, the small one doesn't look like a clown.
That is fair, and if it was Griswold, I suppose who'd have what
If it
could
was,
if it was the clown weaver described, they probably would have done something else. Or Skurvo would have just thrown them off the ship.
there's that. But also, do you really think Skirbo would have sent them here with just Lars alone if the clown was in the group?
How are you doing better foreshadowing than I ever could?
Listen. The best part about these two characters, was their roommate chatter.
Yeah.
uh,
Right.
whether or not it strikes true is beyond the detail. Besides, I had to have at least somebody point out the fact that Quarian suits look way too similar to the Warhammer Seer suits,
Yeah.
Like,
Besides,
to the Eldar suits.
Hippo Boy said that the big one's a human. I've never seen any humans that big. You?
I've one, I think. I think they literally called him the Giant, but he wasn't actually a giant.
Uh-huh. He's about the size of something like that. And you see how much
Yes.
armor he's wearing? The boy climbs more than that, that the hunter that was chasing Mr. Ticker all those years.
True. But but between you and me, there's something off about that other one.
Which other one? They're all
That-
off.
No. If you look her in the eyes, something's really off with that one. You'd know what I'm talking about.
Flicks his tongue out as he briefly turns towards Emiria.
Yeah.
I think I see what you mean. Tongue
Mhm.
sticks out a couple more times.
Yes.
Perhaps
That other one.
Yeah.
But that grizzled one, that one, I think that one's a hunter. Met a few of their type in my travels. Fended off a few. If I'd say, I think he's currently in a situation of trying to figure out what's going on versus what's an enemy and what's not. Best we keep our chef's caps on, yes?
Yes.
Although we might also Although, check something. Well, I hate to do this, but could you call the missus? She needs to have her bring a few of these ingredients. You know we have trouble. You know exactly why.
Oh yes.
He clearly eyes the Quarian briefly.
Would they be using sending stones, or would there actually be telephones on the station?
Probably our phones.
Both. There probably would be both.
There would probably be straight up landlines like an old timey phone.
He goes over, picks up a telephone, and does the rotary dial.
Does the dial.
Yes, dear. Skirvo has, or not Skirvo. Lurdevox
Yeah.
has some special ingredients we need you to pick up. There's Dextro, one of Skirbo's strays.
I'll be
You
right
see-
over.
Thank you, dear. Hangs up
Alright.
the phone.
After
She's like,
after only a couple minutes, you all see
Just straight up
a
Medusa
woman
walk
with
in.
with snake hair wearing a pair of glasses walk in.
What?
I'm gonna mention out of character. Those glasses are magic, and they let her control her petrifying gaze.
We already knew that.
yeah.
Oh,
already
I
knew
thought that was our. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
that was.
that was the thing. That was the
Oh,
thing
I
before.
didn't think that was already a thing.
No, I know it was forever ago, but like the thing she did after she accidentally froze Ticker was she was just like crap and had to find them real quick.
Okay, I didn't
Apparently, it
think
was
that
like
was
a
already a
common
thing.
issue
I
where she
didn't
kept
think that
losing
was
them.
already. I didn't think that was already a thing.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. We got you.
Oh, good.
Why am I the lore master?
Well,
Why am I the lore
this
master?
is
You're
pretty
the one.
obscure. That's pretty obscure lore. So.
pretty
And it
obscure
wasn't
facts
even.
from
It
2
wasn't
years
even.
listen.
It wasn't even my
Listen.
campaign.
Listen, you're the dungeon master. I'm the lore master. Anyways. Anyways.
She walks up. She has a bag and she carries it over to
Isn't that
to the kitchen.
That looks like a
yes.
thing I saw from human myths.
Looks like you
Getting
spent much time with humans.
if that
Oh, I wouldn't know
that's
them.
the
I had very
that's it. You know, Mary said a very
militaristic
similar thing.
education.
Mary said a very similar thing. Sorry, Dr. Oobleck. Semantics, I know, but she is technically a professor. Well, actually, I think the term would have been professor. If you see Mary, don't tell her I said that. She'll lecture me again.
Sinar just flicks Lurdevox with his tail.
Yeah.
Like right on the back of the head.
Yeah. So what? So how do you two how did you two meet?
Well, I was traveling with Skirbo and them, and we were going to meet a green dragon to get an orb. And this chap was in there trying to cook a feast for this dragon. He was big, like very big, gigantic.
What
And
was
then
his
he
name
sort
again,
of
Spencer?
Thraxumundar.
Okay. Raxamundar.
big fellow
I was
made
trapped
a
with
giant feast for him out of some
I forgive
bird.
you for not I forgive you for not remembering the name. You weren't trapped with him for over a week.
You were only there. You were there for a full week.
I
Surprised
thought
you
I
didn't meet.
told you. Those delicious camel spiders, and then I told you about the camel spiders, and then the scorpions, and then my entire team's just gone,
Oh yes.
and I found myself on that island, and he wanted me to cook ingredients for him. I had trouble procuring some of them, I mean, you saw the damn things. There were dinosaurs and giant birds, and I couldn't get the more exotic ingredients for what I needed to make. Not by myself, anyway. So, strange
Yes.
good fortune you all showed up when you did.
Mhm.
And
He's
we
another benefactor of Skirbo's tendency to take in strays.
You know, I wonder if sometimes I wonder about the term stray. Do you think he views them as strays, or does he view them as potential crew members?
That would depend on who we are talking about. Surely you remember he who shall not be named.
Lurdevox grabs Sidar by the by his snout, closing his mouth. He's like, never again. Already had a hell of a time getting him out of the walls. I swear sometimes I thought I heard him in the vents.
Just focus on something else. Like those idiots. Remember when they fell to the floor?
Come to think of it, what happened to Cerberus these days?
Oh, who knows? He's probably off stripping pirates completely bare. I mean, what kind of a mad fool decides to steal a desk of all things from a downed ship?
He did get us this, though. Pats a silver sink.
Yes.
He can't all be bad.
Everything in the kitchen sink.
Did he ever? I do hope he got his condition checked out, however.
There's something very strange about that boy. I then turned to the others. You ever see a dragon suddenly start growing heads? And not the same color that the rest of him is. It's the strangest thing.
Nilo's just listening to all of this, just like multiple growing new heads. Like,
yes, he was a red dragon, and then he grew a bronze head, and a sapphire one, and an amethyst one, and I can't remember what the last one was.
I think it was. No, you said amethyst. I can't remember. It was. It's such an odd thing to forget.
It's been a while, but he was a strange fellow. He just consumed some magic papers in them.
Not the
another head. We were like,
yet somehow not the oddest person we ran into when we recruited most of the crew. Wait, you recruited many of those people?
Only some of the current lot.
Yes. Yes, speaking of... Yes, how's Norm doing? Who's Norm? Sounds like Norm.
How very him. How's our protege doing?
Protege?
Yes. Demos, the Minotaur, works in the kitchen.
I didn't talk to him much. Remember, you're Brad.
Yeah.
I'm like, remember, you're Brad.
Yeah, no, I remember that the whole time. He's just observing this whole thing.
Okay.
Silently, just muttering like, "Oh, he's never going to let me out again." I think I've gone crazy.
You lot have been rather quiet as of late. You're free to join in conversation, of course.
I don't know where to begin. I've just been writing the exchange between you two, trying to figure out what you guys are talking about.
Oh, everything. This, that.
Anyways, that was a tangent. So
Sidar and Lurdovax in a nutshell.
Yeah. So you all eventually get breakfast from them.
And sorry, it's been too long. It's been too long, Brad.
And then maybe we should like keep recording after the session if you start just talking as Lurdovax and Sidar and put it up as like a Lurdovax and Sidar bonus episode. Anyways,
after hours.
Yeah, Lurdovax and Sidar talk life.
Anyways,
they have their own podcast.
Anyways,
listen to it.
You do all eventually get breakfast, and again, Nilo gets dextro foods.
You know what? I'm gonna roll something real quick, not as Nilo. Just I want to roll something real quick, just for my own sanity.
Okay.
Just for my own sanity. It was something like that, I believe. Okay, yeah, it's frickin' fantastic.
Yeah.
like obviously everyone else ate the best damn food they've ever tasted in their life. Like that is life-changing stuff. And same for Nilo. I was literally rolling to see if they did the uh, dextro food properly because they're not used to doing it that often.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm confused.
After you finish eating, let's see, what do I want to do next with this? You see a no.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide where I want to go next.
I'm like, is she a shark? Another one.
No. After you're finished eating, you see a golden scaled lizard-like man walk in. I'm going to say Lurdovox and Sidar have also met him.
Oh.
They know that Skirvo is working with him, so.
What brings you back?
I heard Skirvo brought in a few new strays. Something about found them in force space, which they wasn't belong. I wanted to see if I could get a look at them.
Yes,
Of
they're over at the
course.
back table. The one with the giant armored giant in there.
Over here.
Alright. The golden lizard man sits down at the table with you. So,
Hello.
I hear you got found in after some strange sights.
That is one way of putting it.
I don't even know where to begin with that. Are you someone who's going to finally make sense of all this?
Which month are we talking about? Last month or this month?
Well, I'm not sure if I can make sense of it, but I can at least provide some clarity as to what you went through. You see,
Anything is better than nothing.
what happened is what we call shifting. You randomly ended up getting sent between different universes. So you saw sights from the universes you temporarily visited. Now,
Wait, so all of that was actually happening somewhere?
yes.
That's just lovely.
Starts kind of tapping the table in kind of a cool.
Now,
Oh, for a second I thought I became one of those planeswalkers that I keep hearing about.
now once the ship is done being resupplied, Skirbo should be able to bring you all home. If I'm correct, there shouldn't be any problems.
One brain cell. We're still sharing one brain cell.
Out of session, Alaric, Maddie and I were sending the exact same GIF to our Discord chat.
Yep.
And it landed the exact same time for viewers. So, now they know why I laughed.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways,
continue.
sorry, continue, please.
So real quick, out of character, did you want me to continue from like where did you want me to continue from?
Oh, where we are shifting part, and that
Yes.
Yeah.
Skirbo can
So the
Yeah, something about Skirbo bringing us home once the ship's resupplied.
Once the ship is resupplied, Skirbo should be able to bring you home. Shifting can happen sometimes. I can understand that it can be difficult to experience, but it's temporary.
So you're saying the best case scenario is is we could chalk this up as a bad fever dream later.
If that's how you choose to rationalize it.
Sounds... Oh, Keela, I don't even know what's happening where I'm from. There was a war. It's...
Oh yeah, you were
Will
in the
the
Federation.
universe I know it still be
I
there?
think I briefly landed where you're from. I landed in some sort of space station.
He's looking at you, and he can tell that you're really you really do care about the situation with the war.
Yeah.
Give me your hand.
I mean, how could I not? All of organic, everything
I keep on
knew
telling
was
what
at
I saw. Like, I
stake.
squished a man.
Everything.
I mentioned something about a crucible, and then
Give me your hand.
I got sucked back over here.
He's saying this to Nilo,
Wait,
by the way.
Crucible?
Some guy looked like an officer's uniform ran off towards it. Said something about a crucible after I squished another guy. And then I point to all the human blood still staining parts of my armor. This is his. Most of the blood I usually get on my armor is blue from aliens. Speaking of which, I was in the middle of a battle I dropped out of. I wonder how they're doing.
I give the lizard man my hand tentatively.
All right, he takes it. He closes his eyes for a moment. Your war was won, but not without sacrifice. The safety of organic life in your universe has been ensured.
You were fighting non-organics or something?
I told you. The Reapers weren't manned. They were, if I understand correctly... Oh, screw it, I'm just going to... She flashes her Omni tool again and looks through a few things. And then pulls up a recording of what you recognize as the incredibly injured man. Except a lot less injured, obviously.
I saw him. He was a lot more battle-weary than that.
Yeah, and he explains, he straight up explains the threat of the Reapers and what they were. One of Shepard's many rallying war speeches that, are so freaking inviting. Paragon piece of shit.
This is not a perfect Paragon one. He's still punched the Admiral.
I would say simply charismatic.
Listen. If he got the good ending, you gotta get by basically having a shit ton of Paragon points. Then I still consider him ultimate Paragon. Doesn't matter if he punched a reporter and some admiral. Or pushed a guy out of a window relentlessly. Or headbutted a Krogan.
Yes, classic.
I mean, to be fair, that's what you do there when in Rome.
Yep. Anyways, yeah.
So yeah, she's just she's clearly just, the exhaustion washes over. She's just lays her head on the table.
Fatigue. I thought I'd pat your shoulder briefly, which for you it feels like it has much more force behind it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that battle fatigue, you'll get over it. All Marines go through that.
Thanks.
I am curious, what caused that Tyrant AA cannon to just spontaneously detonate, though? It wasn't under fire yet.
I believe you have your Stitcher friend to thank for that. He gestures to Amiria.
Wait, Stitcher?
I then look at Amiria like, how did you blow up that AA cannon?
I don't think it was me. I think that's what Jeremy was up to. I mean, I just saw a whole bunch of little guys going around, and Jeremy was just off doing his own thing in the background.
You know, it's funny that you call them little guys. They were probably bigger than you.
Oh, they said it was 5 foot, so they're
they
slightly smaller than
They're
me.
roughly 5 feet.
Okay, roughly 5 feet.
Last I checked, they were actually something closer to 5'5". Like, they're short stacks, but they are a lot bigger than you think they are.
Like,
you say a charged word there.
Crab shell, methane tanks.
Yeah, I think that was it.
And they were
just screaming,
running around, screaming. As they
they're on average about 5 feet tall.
Okay. All right. I'll admit
who
when I'm
is
wrong.
Jeremy.
Yes, Jeremy. He's my latest creation. I had just stitched him together from corpses I found from beneath the waves, and some
as he's saying that,
was
Bostar and
modified.
Lurdabox start slowly turning towards her, then turn towards each other. I told you.
Xenar just reaches into a pocket and pulls out a gold piece and flicks it at Lurdabox.
Lurdabox.
How do you know? I paid Nephalia smugglers top dollar for those parts. It was going to be a gift to my teacher Geralf.
Let me get this straight. You stitch dead body parts together.
I think
it's a way of putting it. Yeah, we stitch them together, fill up the insides with like a mixture of like with lamp fuel and angel blood. You know, nothing too complicated.
Both of you.
There was a movie about that, a human vid about that. Trying to think what it was called.
Things.
Frankenstein?
I just look at you and I was like, you remind me of both Oni and the Flood, and neither of those are good things to be reminded of.
Oh, trust me, I think I've seen what you're talking about with this Flood thing. Nah, they invaded a couple weeks ago. It took like my teacher Geralf and his much hated sister Gisa to actually like team up to do something about it, and they hate each other.
Parasite about yay big, takes over bodies, animates them, steals their knowledge. Big hive mind when they get enough biomass.
I'm sorry, what?
More like sentient oil, but
scary problem.
What?
It's okay. It's okay. John activated the halo. Activated a halo ring for out the grave mine.
I want to point out. First, I looked at Brad. Then I looked at Emiri. Because both sound awful.
Yeah. It was like, it's fine. John lured them to the Ark, activated a halo ring, destroyed the grave mine, and it's all peachy. Yeah. I mean, Shipmaster of Doom's assault carrier did get heavily damaged.
And now I'm...
details.
Is this what PTSD feels like? Because I'm starting to have symptoms. As she starts remembering the husks. As well as marauders and
everything else reaperized.
Yeah.
Literally every species but Quarian.
Not quite the scariest one yet, but you know, she'll get there. She'll get there. Don't worry. She's repressing. It'll get triggered. Don't worry.
Species that aren't reaperized.
Anyways,
Quillrith can tell that. I'm just gonna say it's Quillrith. By the way, you know it's Quillrith.
Yeah.
He can tell that Nilo's starting to freak out, and Liz like the only one freaking out. So he pulls a little device out and sets it on the table, presses a button, and you hear it start playing Somewhere Beyond the Sea.
She's stops slowly. Where did you get this? This was the human colony that on my pilgrimage. They used to play this sometimes.
It's a pretty popular song in the Astral Sea.
Really?
Oh, sure, it's found in a lot of different spheres. I think the guy who made it was a Fae or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ignore that last bit, but this is... Why play it?
I thought it might ease your mind.
I'm sorry, I don't believe you gave me a name. I'm Nilo Megara Vasraya.
Quilrith.
It's good to meet you, Quilrith. She's gonna like she listens to it a little bit and then just I don't even know if any of them are okay. She kind of slouches a bit. Probably not. Many entire worlds went dark during the war.
That happens. Trust me, I feel you on that. 30 years, Covenant's classic world after world after world after world. He finally beat them at the end, when they came to Earth, after they melted Reach.
I don't even know how they fully how they intended to win the war. That, if I remember, there was indoctrination, something that the Reapers could do to compel you to work for them.
That's a scary thought. And then turned to Vega and was like, so how do you fit into all this?
You just see Vagar was just like staring off into space, just rubbing the necklace or the ring on his necklace. He's like, "What? What?"
Yeah.
How do you fit into all this?
I ran into Vagar. I was working at my station, and then I fell through the console, and well, there he was. And
Just
then there
having a
was a
drink.
turtle?
I don't know. You saw the same thing that I did. I was just having a drink
Well,
after a bounty, and
well, it's very comforting to know I didn't hallucinate that bit.
fuck no.
So wait, you fell through a console and then fell a bar in front of you.
Yes.
And
then the turtle attacked, and I turned up in this doll's place with that little like preacher running around. That wasn't a compliment.
And then you and your monster somehow end up inside the Tower gun. Now my strike team was attacking, it blows up, and I somehow end up squashing someone on a space station near where you fell through the console. Wasn't this just a lovely circular pattern?
Wait, you said you met Shepard.
I mean, if that's his name. Looked a bit more ragged and beat up, like half his armor got shot off or something.
And you said the Crucible, that must have been aboard the Citadel, I believe. Yes, they had the Crucible. I don't know exactly what it was, but they said it was going to win the war.
A tall black guy in officer's uniform said something about a crucible and ran off to it. Also, that whoever you said something about that saved a lot of lives by squishing that other guy, but I don't know anything about that. Last I checked, squishing a guy is not exactly a nice thing. They also say there's a first for everything.
I couldn't even begin to fathom, I guess, why they would have said that.
Oh, well, search me. Although I will say that's the first time I've ever landed on anyone.
Actually, hang on a minute. So you said that shifting, you called it, yes?
Yes, shifting.
You said this happens sometimes, like lightning striking during a snowstorm.
Something
But
like that.
but how come? But it sounds as though we all shifted into each other's realms, and then into each other's universes, and then shifted together somewhere else. What are the odds of that?
Not impossible, but I'll have to look into this some more.
Lordabox and Sidar eye each other. Because, yeah, shifting by itself is already weird.
Yeah. It's already rare.
That is super weird.
Yeah.
That's like hearing a guy won the lottery while getting struck by lightning while getting eaten by a great white shark.
And
Like,
hit by a train.
what the hell was happening? What
And
were the
not
odds?
only that, but I don't know if you noticed this. You kind of all shifted like at the same time. Like
Yeah.
things overlapped. Like the explosion of the crucible was what caused Nilo to shift.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, Nilo's gonna start putting stuff together. She's like, almost as if it happened at the same time.
That is odd. Like, not even Chief's luck is that lucky. And he's a very lucky man.
That's disconcerting, to say the least. Um, who, what is it you do, by the way, Quilrith?
Not much anymore. I've been working with Skirvo as we've been trying to solve a problem. Nothing that should worry you. You'll be home soon.
Right. Sounds... Well, I can only hope we were a side effect of what was going on, rather than a cause.
Let us all hope that that is the case. All right, I think we're gonna end the session there.
Okay.
All right.
I had planned a little bit more stuff on Siren's Rest, but
We can hit that next time.
we can hit that next time, and then we can
Yeah.
get going on the other stuff and get you
Yeah.
sent to Ezospace to do some fun Ezospace things.
Yeah.
So, thank you anyone for watching. We may or may not be back next week. You'll just have to wait and see. Bye.
Even we